Lupin! He's
Lupin.
He's a
Lupin
nice
the
man.
Third.
He's a nice man. What else did they say about him in that?
He smiles.
He does. He sure does smile.
He gets angry sometimes.
Not really. I mean, that character's pretty cheery from what we saw of him.
No, except for the movie.
Yeah, the movie had a decidedly different, well, not different tone, but like.
It's like one of the most gruesome Miyazaki deaths we've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
and we watched Princess Mononoke.
Yes, all of us have seen that, and that one goes hard. So anyway, welcome back to the Off the Balcony podcast, folks. New year, new season. We've got a jam-packed show for you tonight. We're going to be reviewing some anime that we have.
The first 2 animes and 2 movies we've seen of 2024.
Yep. And then we're going to do our best to give our predictions for the...
Well, or at least what we hope will win.
Our hopefuls for the...
Our votes for the anime, even though the voting period has ended now.
For the 2024 Anime Awards.
I don't know whether the actual ceremony is going to be in February or March.
March 2nd is what I saw.
Oh, so we're going to be at UiCon.
Yeah, we will be at UiCon down in Champaign, Illinois. If you want to see us there, come to see if... I
could probably ask the people in charge of that whether it's supposed to be pronounced UiCon or UiCon. I've been reading it as UiCon this whole time.
I've been saying UiCon just because that's the initials for the university that's hosting it.
I love going down to my workplace for a convention.
I wonder if anybody there will recognize you.
I'm laughing at all of them who do.
It's like,
Don't tell anyone how I live.
No, it's like, look where you work at. Look where you eat it. But anyway.
We're going to end up going to the maid cafe and somebody there will recognize you.
Your mama. But anyway, welcome back, folks. Why don't we not beat around the bush anymore? And well, great. Now we were gonna wait for you before we start roasting the pick that I made, because my pick was the first of the year, and
probably gonna be our biggest L of the year.
I hope so. It can't get much worse than that. Well,
it's okay, buddy. I started out with an L too.
Yeah, it's like, well, it can't get much worse than that. So hopefully that's our floor for the year. But in any case, the show that we watched was the first L from Studio Key that we've ever seen, and that was Rewrite. Yeah. Now, I didn't really know anything about the show. Yeah. I literally... go ahead.
We were only aware of it through Cagliostro.
Yes.
The little chibi Studio Key crossover show, which... Actually, when we watched that, the only Studio Key show we had ever seen was Clanad, which we only watched Cagliostro because we were thirsty for more Clanad content.
Right.
And then there were just a bunch of other shows there we had no idea about.
And that kind of led us down the path of doing a Studio Key panel, which, hey, we got approved for AmpKey to do that specific panel.
Nice.
So,
are we doing that at UiCon or WeCon too? Or?
No.
Okay.
No. Because this one's kind of experimental, because this is the first time we've ever done, like, a studio-specific panel. Well, I guess that's not entirely true, because we did one on Miyazaki, but Miyazaki is, like,
known to everybody.
Yeah. So this is, like, kind of...
Even people that don't really know anime know him.
Oh, yeah. So, the way that we jumped from Cagliostro to even watching Rewrite is, like, in order to do this panel, there were a bunch of shows, because really, when the rubber hits the road, what we really want to do is have a panel where we can talk about Clanad,
yeah,
and Canon, and Angel Beats in reality, but
oh yeah, I should wear my Clanad uniform cosplay for that panel.
Oh yeah, because you're Fuko, right?
Yeah,
Fuko or Tomoyo?
Yeah, well, I tried doing the Fuko one, but I could never get a purple ribbon that would actually stay in. Or, like the only ones I could find were too small.
Okay.
So, I think I might just get a black headband, be Tomoyo.
Okay. You could probably pull that off.
Yeah.
But So in Cognato, there are a bunch of like chibi representations of different Studio Key shows, and that's basically where we decided to use that as kind of a touch base in order to what shows to sort of focus on for this panel. And there were shows that we hadn't seen before, like
I think all the shows in there were Air, Cannon, Little Busters, Clanad Rewrite, and then season 2 brought in Angel Beats, and there's also a show takes place inside the planetarium from the planetarium show. I don't know the full name of it, I just know planetarium's part of the title.
Yeah. Well, planetarium's like the first word in the title, so you pretty much got it right.
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure that's every show that's in there.
But yeah, and I double checked on that. So yeah, that'll be actually my pick for Love Month because it is technically a romance show, Little Busters. And then before...
I've heard that one's actually good, or at least I hear people talk about that one more than Air and Rewrite. So.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about Rewrite before going into it, but that was sort of our...
You just found it on the streaming service you had?
I didn't even expect to find it on that streaming service. I had rented that streaming service, basically got a free trial for it.
Oh yeah, for Heather's pick, you had to get the free trial of Crunchyroll, but
Crunchyroll via Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and you still had the trial for like the month.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up watching Rewrite.
Yeah, and it was a lucky break. Lucky depending on how you ask, because at least I got to still use that service. The bad news is
got to cross one show off of your bucket list.
Yeah.
Then we had to do this show.
Then we watched Rewrite, and long story. Let's not even foot around the issue. It's bad.
We didn't finish.
We didn't even finish it. I mean, we were
we got like about halfway into season 2, and like we had all already checked out by that point, and we're already very drunk because pretty much had to drink to get through it, and it's not even worth it anymore. Just boot up YouTube and watch Love Live songs.
Love Live songs. We watched some of our usual butt rock anthems. Funny videos from like Fredo and other guys. But
Metallica's little disaster in Minneapolis.
Yeah, that was
disrespecting Prince in his hometown.
The year he died. But that was a funnier disaster than anything that Rewrite gave us. How would you guys describe Rewrite?
I mean, I could tell what they were trying to go. They were going for like an environmentalist theme, but it just went so fucking off the rails. It's like I could tell what they were going for. They just weren't getting the message well.
Yeah.
This was the time they tried to redo Air, but with environmental themes.
Yeah.
Because they had a story, and then they had some type of weird middle, and then they tried going back to the past, and then finish off the show. But it was just like, guys.
Yeah.
Can we do chronological order? Because then we get something else out of this.
If I could describe the show in a word, the word would be random.
Yeah.
Because it just felt so random.
Especially that 40-minute first episode.
Yeah, which it did not need to be 40 minutes. I would have taken like a 20, because it's only 24 episodes long in total. I would have taken a 25 episode anime if that's what it would have taken. But you know what? Whatever. It's like, bruh, you are not Fate Zero. Stay in your fucking lane.
You look like Fate Zero, but Jay.
But yeah, I would describe it as random because it's literally just jumping from one kind of not even key trope, just kind of anime trope. Like, first they're trying to do the high school club, then it's like a magical boy, magical girl kind of deal.
It goes to a school at night and there's fairies that drink his blood.
Yeah, that was another weird, like, kind of tangent. And then
the fairies barely show up again.
Yeah, and it was just so weird and so bizarre. And yeah, they aren't lying. They were like, it was actually my idea that, guys, if this show doesn't pick up in season 2, which was the back half of the 20 whatever episodes that we were watching, if it doesn't pick up like within the first 5, 6, 7 episodes, we're killing this, or I'm killing this, because it's like, you know what? I may have wasted my turn on this, but you know what? I'll own up to it and not make you guys suffer anymore.
So, random, like, Jamie Oliver's fried rice?
Yes. Well, Uncle Roger has a point. No one wants to go to a house and say, your food's so random.
Because he shouldn't hear it. It's like, ooh, compliment.
Yeah. Yes.
Also, this brings me up to a little thing I wanted to say. Who had the worst L? Was it me with Darling and the Franks or you with Rewrite?
Well, I mean, to your credit...
I mean, you were aware of your L.
Okay, I know that you're mad at him, but to your credit, we finished your show. I don't know why, but...
Because everything was just so stupid from the giant waifu.
Yeah, at that, and you know, we were
and the
already...
giant waifu didn't even show up until the last episode.
No, third to last, actually.
Hey, didn't the teen pregnancy arc tide you over until the giant waifu showed up? So the thing is, there's weird shit like that in Darling and the Franxx. There's weird stuff in Rewrite, but it's not pitched in a way that you can really engage with in a comedic way. You're like, the show expects you to take it seriously. And I'm not saying that Darling and the Franxx doesn't expect you to take it seriously either. It's kind of a weird gray area where they pitched it a certain way, and it just you can't interpret it in like a funny sort of way.
I mean,
it's too flat to be funny, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, the one good thing about it is that the main guy's last name was Tenoji, and like one of the main girls' names was Kotori, so I guess if I closed my eyes and tried to imagine something, I could just imagine it being a love story between Rina and Kotori.
Boy.
It's a weird crack ship.
Weird crack ship, but that crack ship was your lifeboat out of that fucking show. But yeah.
All the flex tape in the world didn't save it.
That's a lot of damage. Which actually, if you think about it, I sawed this boat in half.
Yeah.
That's gonna come up in an anime we watched later. But you know what? I don't really have that much to say about Rewrite. Y'all want to give your ratings?
Yeah, I don't think it's even fair to rate it since we didn't even finish it.
I put it in D tier.
I gave it D tier too, but
Yeah.
Hannah's got a point. It's not fair to really rank it, but it's like, if I give up on your show, you're already just in D tier already. But
Yeah.
what does that say about School Days? That it's still an F tier.
And we
Yeah,
finished that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I told you guys that the show is gonna suck. We just need to watch it for the experience.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's like I encouraged you guys to drink through it.
See, that's an F tier, but I had leaps and bounds more fun watching that
it's like
show than I
knew
did.
it was gonna be irredeemably bad, but in a fun way.
Right. And
Then I come in Darling and Franks. Hey guys, want to watch New Age Evangelion?
Which I actually
It's just this thing.
Yeah,
It's just the hospital scene with Shinji and
Oscar.
Asuka, but for an entire 24-episode experience.
That's actually a good way to describe Darling
I
in
know
the
there's-
Franxx. Not even necessarily the scene itself, just the feeling you get watching that scene.
Yeah, I know there are two just absolutely trash shows I've just found through. It's like YouTubers talking about bad animes that I feel like I need to have another School Days-esque night with, but I want to go through all of my DVDs first.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I've got some shows coming up, like, besides Little Busters. Really hope Little
And
Busters
maybe
is
we should
worth
have a
it.
trash month.
That'd be fun.
Just
That'd be
purposefully bad shows.
Do it, like, in the middle of...
Maybe over the summer,
Yeah, do it...
where we don't have any responsibilities, really.
Yeah, and to add a little spice to it, let's do it during... Let's do each, like, trash watch either before we go on the golf course or after we get off the golf course. And just see...
Wait, and I just sitting there thinking about the fucking bad shots we had in hand. It's like, oh, I had a fun time over there.
Yeah, just watch me finally go on the golf course for the first time and have me actually be good.
Yeah, I mean, can we close out Rewrite before we go on too much of a tangent?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, let's go
D
on.
tier. Okay.
D tier.
Okay. Anyway, golf. Golf is fun.
Oh yeah, I forget if we talked about it on the last episode, but yeah, Steven got me a golf set. And
Yep.
the weather's starting to warm up.
Yep, the groundhog, in fact, did not see his shadow, so...
Yeah. Which, funny enough, working at an elementary school yesterday was like my reminder that, oh yeah, Groundhog's Day is a thing that exists. It's like after I got back from taking the kids to PE, we came back to their little social studies time where the teacher had a video of Groundhog's Day playing. It's like,
Aw.
had like the feet of, it's like the groundhog see his shadow or not, and yep, early spring.
The groundhog, the god has spoken.
It's like, yeah, like Groundhog's Day has not been a thing in my brain for years.
And then a successful one happened, and now we're so back, baby. We're so back. That groundhog is going to set us loose on the golf course.
So I guess that means I need to take down my trophy wall, huh? That way he gets to look at whenever he looks at me.
Yeah. Well,
You
why
get
would
to
you take him down? Just
to put up the next year's
Oh, right.
year's trophies.
Hey, at least you have a wall. Mine's just piled up on my nightstand.
I look at these before I go to sleep every night.
But yeah. Thank God golf is coming back soon.
Speaking of that,
Oh yeah, and our upcoming con season.
Right.
well, going back to golf a little bit, I finally figured out how to get those golf episodes encoded.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and our Golf the Balcony has been taking off in views. Have more views on that than on our most recent podcast episodes.
Yeah.
Every Sunday I should have them out during when people would normally watch golf, so maybe for like 1 or 2 p.m. on Sundays. So should be interesting.
Yeah. If you don't want to,
If anyone wants to commission, we have a commission. If anyone wants to come to us, we desperately need you to make a, the PGA logo. If y'all could make like the Miku outline for it, that would be
yeah, and put OTB where PGA would be, for our golf league, which is just us three doing.
Well, two playing and me just me and Heather memeing around in the carts.
Yeah.
Or me just surrounded by plushies.
And I did offer Heather, hey, if you want me to buy you a set too, and she's more. She even told me, nah, I just want to ride around in the car. It's like, okay,
yeah, valid.
fair. I mean, best,
And
I have enough stress for the both of us playing golf.
I only got my set because he offered. He offered to get me one.
By the way, Hannah, I really apologize in advance for when I'm such a dickhead when you get to shoot from the red tees. And like the red tee, it's like a par 3. The white tees are behind the body of water, and the red tees are ahead of the body of water, which doesn't happen often, but still.
That's okay. Our first course is gonna be the links, and she can stay from the whites. So she can suffer on the hole 4 like the rest of us.
Man up and die in a hole.
Speaking of which, we still need to get you golf balls and tees.
Oh yeah.
Don't you have like a stash of like old golf balls from the farm?
Search is in progress.
You showed me a picture of all the golf balls you
Yeah,
have.
they're now in my bag.
You need all of them?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, what am I saying?
What are you saying?
Yeah, you do need all of them.
Can you hand me Kasumi box?
Oh, yeah.
I want to cuddle. Sorry, I just had to cuddle one of my Kasumi plushies.
And it's the box one. Like, if you've ever seen Ninja Gasaki, when Kasumi makes the box effigy of herself, that's what
I have the plushie form of it.
We're gonna put that down on the golf course every time we tee off and say we're at the Kazu tee box.
All right, so back on track. So the next thing we had to rewrite was
a fucking great show. A great show and a great movie to follow it. But
Lupin the Third.
Yes, that's right. We finally
watched the 1971 to 1972 Lupin the Third, the first series.
Yep.
Which apparently people call that the Green Jacket era.
Why? Does his jacket become blue later on?
Yeah, I think like every anime season his jacket changes color. He wears a different colored jacket.
Oh, okay.
So I was looking up like the other Lupin series. Lupin the Third, the second series, apparently is the Red Jacket era.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I looked up the episode count for that. It's like 150 episodes of that, so no, probably not watching that one.
Wow. Well, I gotta say that Lupin the Third is, just as sort of a preface before we even talk about like what we thought of this specific series. I gotta say, Lupin the Third is like one of those like legendary anime. Like even
it's like the most classic of classic mangas,
Yeah.
probably not counting anything Tezuka ever made.
Yeah, it's like even bigger than like Dragon Ball or Bleach or Naruto or anything like that. This is like granddaddy, great granddaddy of all anime. And there are people today who still say that like Lupin the Third, oh, that's my favorite anime because it still holds up after 50 years of being on
Apparently
the air.
some episodes even aired on Toonami.
Yeah, even after we get it from a Cambodian website.
Yeah, which like last year I got that DVD at Item Shop, which is like a little nerd resale store in Uptown, and so I just saw that DVD there and just like, oh, Lupin, this is a classic one. So
Yeah.
just bought that DVD and then it's like ended up looking it up later just to like figure out what series of Lupin I actually got.
Yeah, you didn't even know it was like a Cambodian rip.
Yeah, it's like I just looked it up and it's like, oh yeah, the first series. Oh, this got a redub in 2022. It's like the new English dub cast, or like the ones that dub like every other Lupin series.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I got so excited for that, and just taking a closer look at the box when it got closer to time to actually watch it. It's like, oh, it says this was made in Cambodia.
Oh, yeah.
And the back of the box was just very low quality rips of probably what the actual Japanese box art was.
And
I could have sworn that section was just copy and pasting.
yeah, and you could tell based on the pixelization of the images.
Yeah, just poorly ripped JPEGs.
I will say the transfer wasn't great, but I can't really pin all of that on the people who did this, like, because this was like total bootleg, but I can't even blame it all on it being a bootleg, because this show is like 50 years old.
Yeah, 1971.
Yeah, so it's gonna have like some defects in it that prevent it from, it's not gonna look like Jujutsu Kaisen, folks.
Yeah. And the subs kind of some quality control issues, like they misspelled things, like didn't put spaces between words, and for some reason every time there was a question mark there would be a K next to it.
Yeah, Steven figures that was kind of a problem with the coding of...
Yeah, when they do like the visual section and they have to code where the subtitles are going to go.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of had a charm to it, kind of like where it's like early 2000s watching anime on YouTube.
Oh, sure.
In like 10 parts.
Yeah, it's and we can't even say that, oh, we were trying to be cheap when you bought this, because you didn't know it could even come from Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. I mean, hell, the people at the shop probably just took it and ran with it.
Somebody brought in their old DVD and was like, okay, give you some money for it, we'll put it on the shelves.
Yeah, and bootlegs like that get passed around all the time.
Hell, most of the anime I watched as a kid were my parents' bootlegs.
Right.
And my parents like renting like Trigun and Cowboy Bebop from the store and just bootlegging it like onto burnt DVDs.
Hell, I've got a bootleg of Sword Art Online from fucking either Malaysia or Singapore. I mean, it works fine. I mean, it's actually kind of convenient because, like...
Hey, sometimes bootlegs just add a charm to a DVD collection.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to see a bunch of, like, Thai language written in the very top and the very bottom of your DVD cover?
I mean, we have it's not a bootleg, but we do have a Haruhi Shrine with all the books and then the movie.
Like the Disappearance DVD, right smack dab in the middle.
Oh, right. Is that the only...
I mean,
where did you buy that?
That was at Item Shop too.
Oh, okay.
Also at Item Shop, they had the Season 2 DVD, but do you really want a DVD that's just Endless 8 with, like, 2 other episodes?
4. And,
So wait, was that the day we went to the golf course?
That's the day I bought Zenitsu, too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was the day, I think that was our first day at...
Highland.
Yeah, Highland.
So
No, actually, no, it was...
Second day.
At Highland with Heather.
Right, yeah. That was our second day
I
out
think
there.
we just had extra time between our brunch and the time we had to be at the course, so it's like, hey, item shops nearby, let's just stop
And
there.
that was fun. That was
you got all your AEW stuff.
yeah.
Hey,
Well,
bought a-
ECW.
ECW, my
Yeah.
bad.
Bought a bunch of wrestling DVDs and found a $15 Nesso.
Yeah, just sitting in the corner, and it was
Oh, yeah.
Zenitsu from
yeah.
Demon Slayer.
And also at that same trip, I got another Lupin DVD there. Got it's Lupin the Third of the First, but it's the 2019 3D animated movie that apparently from the descriptions I've seen online, it's just a retread of Castle of Cagliostro.
Gotcha.
Kind of just rebooting it for a modern audience, kind of.
But anyway, to properly like review Lupin the Third, I don't even really think it's worth even describing what Lupin the Third is about.
This Saturday morning cartoon with and the lovable characters and kind of a formula every episode, but it works every time.
Yeah, Lupin's a nice man.
Oh yeah, can't get over the opening song that's sort of just Lupin, 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 Lupin the Third, and then it's like insert song, just like during the actual episodes, one song sounds like Bob Dylan singing Lupin. He's a nice man.
Yeah, and it plays like 2 or 3 times per episode. But in any case, yeah, basically Lupin and his friend Jingen and sometimes Goemon and sometimes
don't even get Goemon until like episode 5, and first Goemon starts out trying to kill him, but then the next episode he appears and they become best friends.
Yeah, and they just go on adventures trying to pull heists.
Yeah. And then Fujiko comes in to help in the mission, but ends up betraying him in the end, but he still simps for her.
Yes.
Oh, speaking of Goemon, he causes a lot of damage.
He does cause a lot of damage. So does
I
Jingen.
just sawed this car in half.
And the car, that was hilarious when the car just kept going and Lupin's leaning over to the side trying to keep it going. That was hilarious. Yeah, folks, if you haven't watched Lupin the Third, I really recommend that you do so, because not only is it an anime classic, super easy to get into, because it's literally just Looney Tunes with an anime veneer on it. Really.
Or at least watch the 1971, 1972 series, and then Castle of Cagliostro right after.
Yeah.
Those show you all you need to know, really.
Yeah, but focus.
Still want to watch some of the other series and movies, though.
Oh, definitely. As after this, absolutely. But focusing on the main show, what were your guys' kind of favorite episodes and moments from it that just really got you like laughing or you thought was really cool?
Rip Count Cagliostro killed by the clock tower.
Oh, that was the movie.
From the show.
Oh, the show. Oh, fuck. The show.
Like that one where they found his dad's partner's daughter, and it's like they try to rescue her from her kidnappers, but she doesn't realize that they were her kidnappers, so she just starts beating them up.
Oh, yeah. I really liked the train episode.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where it was like a big kind of train heist, almost.
Oh, versus the computer?
Was the FBI one?
Yes. The train, like, gets blown up and keeps going down the track. It goes through the forest. It kind of does a side swipe and goes on to the next set of tracks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was the kidnapper episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's also the Zenigata mental torture one. It's like one of the main characters of the kind of the main antagonist is Zenigata, the policeman who his life mission is to catch Lupin, but then Lupin lets himself get arrested and put on death row, but Zenigata is just basically just having an existential crisis the whole time because he made his entire life goal catching Lupin, and now it's like, now that he has him and Lupin's gonna die, he's like, what am I gonna do with my life now?
Yeah.
And then Lupin escapes.
Yeah, then Lupin escapes after a long time. That's the thing.
Lupin spent a year in prison there, and it's like Fujiko keeps trying to get him out multiple times, or Jingen just shoots her down. Like, nope, he's got it.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
Let bro cook.
It's like, And there's one scene where she goes in there with a plane and Jingen just shoots the plane down.
Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Something that I thought was going to be kind of the dynamic of this show, I was probably led askew by guys like Fatal Walter, who made Jingen like his profile pic or kind of his persona on the internet.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that like Jingen would be kind of the brains behind their operations, like kind of like I'm trying to think of a reasonable equivalent, but kind of like Tonto to like the Lone Ranger, that kind of dynamic.
It's like have like Lupin and Jingen being like the dumb guy and straight man.
Yeah. For this case, yes. But the thing is, Jingen doesn't ever really.
Yeah, he goes right along with Lupin's antics.
Yeah, he never
turns down any of his ideas.
Yeah, so he never really fulfills the role that I thought he was going to, which I guess is kind of a nice change of pace. And I like Jingen quite a bit. He's a good
shot.
He is a good shot, and he's not necessarily a foil to.
In fact, the only times he ever really makes fun of Lupin is just when he catches Lupin simping. Like, no, bro, you're on your own for that.
That's about it. But that's funny because he'll go with him to the ends of the earth on whatever harebrained scheme that Lupin cooks up. But when it comes to trying to get a date, Jingen's like, I can't go any further with you.
You're on your own, pal.
Yeah. But yeah, the train episode was really good. I really liked when they when you were talking about Zenigata mental anguish, what I thought you were going to say was the episode where like Zenigata sees like all of the different Lupin lookalikes.
Oh, yeah.
That just happens. There's no explanation given for it, but in the middle of this crowded city during like a parade or something,
tons of guys dressed as Lupin.
Yeah, just start popping out of nowhere.
Hey, we got Lupin over here. We caught Lupin over here.
Yeah, and that just causes him to go crazy. And then Lupin is able to escape with like this, like
with all of his grandpa's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be a show off of all of his grandpa's stuff that the French government.
Lupin
took
the
back.
First.
Oh, right. And another episode I liked was the jewel heist one. When they get cornered up that hill, and then they just put the house on a zip line and roll it across. The house gets all shot to shit, and they lose all the jewels. But then they force Zenigata to be like the bridge for their for them to escape. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But what were some of your guys' favorite episodes?
I like the computer one because Zenigata really went through mental anguish on that one too.
Yeah.
He's like, I know it's him.
Yeah.
In fact, we all really love the Zenigata torture episodes.
Yeah, well, Zenigata...
Well, it's not really torture, just having an aneurysm.
Yeah, he's a good foil to Lupin, but he's also kind of dumb in his own regard.
Yeah. Like, everybody in the show's stupid, and they never really get exactly what they want.
Yeah. Even Fujiko, who you'd expect to be kind of the femme fatale, she keeps falling for Lupin's bullshit from time to time.
Yeah, she fumbles the bag pretty much every single time, too.
That's a good
like,
way to...
Nobody really gets rewarded.
That's the thing.
There's no bag that goes unfumbled.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Apparently that's usually people's only criticism with Castle of Cagliostro, is that they actually make Lupin seem like more of a good guy than he is in the original source material.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we could talk about Castle of Cagliostro, because we watched that tonight as kind of to cap off Hannah's pick of Lupin the Third.
Actually, fun fact I should probably get to before we talk about Castle of Cagliostro is
please.
about halfway through the production of Lupin the Third, the first series, that Miyazaki and Isao Takahata, which the brains behind Studio Ghibli, took over directing from the original director.
Yes, and they had been animators at Toei like around the time Lupin the Third started, but when Lupin the Third actually got kicked off, they sort of got bumped up to, I don't want to say like lead animators, and
I think there's one guy directing that started out with it, but I don't know why he just kind of left halfway through, but then Miyazaki and Takahata just took over for him. I think you can kind of tell the moment they took over when you start seeing more planes.
Yeah, yeah, and that was an interesting. As someone who's a big fan of Ghibli and you know Takahata and Miyazaki, it was interesting to see sort of how I described. You see Miyazaki and Takahata learn the tricks of their trade right in front of you as they're directing episodes of Lupin the Third.
Yeah.
Because you see them really cut their teeth. I mean, Takahata had been around for a while because he was like about maybe a decade older than Miyazaki, but Miyazaki was only about 30 when he started directing Lupin the Third episodes. So for him to come out of the gate and make some really entertaining stuff, um, big accomplishment. But it's also like a lot of directors started off making pretty like kind of low rent stuff. I mean, you got directors like Ridley Scott, Tony Scott, the guy who made Top Gun.
They directed kind of made B movies before finally making their big.
Even more less than that, they made like commercials for like Tesco's and stuff in England. But yeah, it's interesting to just see the humble beginnings of such a luminary of the anime business. But it was with Lupin the Third that Miyazaki was able to direct his first ever feature film.
Yeah, Lupin the Third, The Castle of Cagliostro, came out in 1979.
Yep, so about 7 years after the original anime.
And maybe a couple years after the first movie.
Yeah. So it would have been at the peak of kind of OG Lupin the Third popularity. But yeah, this was well, it was your pick. So what do you why don't you describe the movie a bit?
So, I feel like a lot of it's kind of based on that one episode where it's like they found the counterfeit money clock tower.
Mm-hmm.
Except the plot of this movie is where go to like town that's kind of based off of Italy to the opening of the movie. I mean, first of all, immediately you can tell it's Ghibli style.
Oh yeah.
It's like they have the Ghibli faces.
Even though this predates Ghibli by about 6 years. Ghibli was founded in 1985.
I can definitely tell Miyazaki was getting his style there.
Oh yeah. And
it's pretty much the movie starts out with Lupin and Jingen celebrating their recent victory, but then realizing all their money's counterfeit, and then going to track down where the cool counterfeits came from, and then getting into a bunch of shenanigans with trying to stop a princess getting married to an asshole guy.
Yeah. And I gotta say, in as far as like movie continuations go, this was really, really good. You know what I mean? Like, this was a good way for someone like Miyazaki to cap off a very important sort of relationship, because like a lot of sort of like what we've been saying, a lot of Miyazaki's true like talent as a filmmaker.
It was made in Toei.
Was made at Toei, specifically working on Lupin the Third. And you look at Lupin the Third, during the 70s, and then you look at the movies he was making 10, 20, even 30, and now even 40 years down the road. He's kind of like one of the only guys who kept that kind of style of anime, with like kind of the big foreheads, the big toothy mouths.
Yeah.
He's the only...
kind of like what we call the Cal Art style now, but kind of more softer.
Yeah. The Cal Art style, but like in a more sort of 2D function. He's the only guy who kept that style, well, besides Takahata, of course, and basically everyone else who worked at Ghibli, but made that style work in a time period outside of the 1970s.
Yeah.
And I really respect him for keeping that, because I love old anime. Old anime aesthetics cannot be beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Cagliostro...
I mean, I feel like I would pick more classic animes, but it feels like almost every classic anime has like 100-something episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that you found a Lupin the Third show that was so short.
Yeah, it's like I just got that DVD just thinking, I'll have a classic anime in my collection, but there was only when I looked it up later. It's like, damn, only 23 episodes? I'm picking this for club sometime.
Yeah, because, well, back in the day, you kind of had to. Well, studios back in those days, before you had like seasonal anime, basically before the anime industry became what it is now, you kind of needed shows to be like sort of serialized, and shows would go for dozens, even hundreds of episodes at a time. Um, and so it was interesting to. Well, I guess Lupin the.
I mean, nowadays studios have to pay to just have a 12-episode contract.
It costs a lot to make
you're basically rolling the dice if it's not an isekai anime anymore. Isekai or shonen.
Yeah, or an established title like
and how
Hero Aka or something.
Animes these days are pretty much getting finished on their air date, so it's like that's why recap episodes just kind of exist just in case animators just fail to get the episodes done in time.
Right. And some recap.
I know there's that one Paranoia Agent episode that's pretty much just how anime gets made, of just that one guy just causing everything to go wrong.
Yeah. But, with...
sorry, going on a tangent there.
No, it's okay. I think it adds context to why the Lupin the Third show was such a nice sort of change of pace. But going to Castle of Cagliostro, sort of talking about the things that make Miyazaki. Because for a movie made in 1979, this looks like it was made during Miyazaki's peak.
Right in the 90s.
Yeah, like late 80s, early 90s. Like you could take a screenshot from Castle of Cagliostro, and just without any characters in it, and you would say, if I told you it was directed by Miyazaki, you would think it was made for like Kiki's Delivery Service or Porco Rosso or something. It's like, no, it was made like 10, 12 years before that,
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this something we were referencing before, just the ending of this movie probably has the most gruesome Studio Ghibli death we've ever seen, and we've seen Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, and we've seen anime where, well, there have been some brutal deaths in anime.
You know how most of the brutal deaths are just gravity doing its thing?
Yeah.
You know how
this one is physics and friction.
Scissor me timbers is what happened.
Just say there's a clock tower and a guy is between two hands of the clock, and it's about to strike midnight.
Like a giant,
giant clock tower.
Yeah, giant.
It's like 3:45 and it instantly becomes midnight.
Yeah. And the way that happens, like all the gears get loosened up and everything just kind of.
Yeah, he put the key in there, and then the clock.
I thought he was gonna get the treasure, but
got
played.
Yeah, Lupin kind of played him at the very end, but I will say that the inside of that clock tower, before we describe exactly how this death happens, the inside of that clock tower, very much a Miyazaki scene, because it's all full of these metal
detailed machinery.
Yeah, metal gear, like way more like metal machinery that you would need to turn a clock face than
it's like doing research on the old pocket watches and wristwatches when they were like the big status symbol of the time.
Yeah.
See how intricate those gears were? It was basically that, but clock tower.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a little bit more drink.
Okay. Grab me a bottle too.
Sure.
For the gears, I think some of those might have been for the whole counterfeit scheme that was going on.
Yeah.
And interesting thing about that scheme, apparently Count Cagliostro is like the fucking Illuminati in this universe.
We are in the one country where counterfeiting isn't illegal, because that's how we made our money in the first place.
Because that's how countries work, folks.
Oh yeah, by the way, we caused the Great Depression.
Yeah.
We caused all the economic power and destruction in the same thing. Yeah. Something
trilateral commission, something New World Order. That's basically the behind the scenes plot of Castle of Cagliostro. Basically, the Cagliostros, who are like the family that this count hails from and who own the titular castle, basically run the world economy because everyone's too stupid to realize their money is counterfeit. It's actually kind of funny when you think about it, because of because of just how dumb it is. It's like a kid trying to come up with a conspiracy theory. It's pretty hilarious, but yeah, I love at the end when Zenigata, who's in the movie too, takes a camera crew headed by Fujiko down into this counterfeit room, and he's like looking around like, huh, what's all this? There's a lot of machinery down here. I wonder what this is for. And he's saying it in like this really petty tone.
Look, there's printing presses in here. I wonder what they could be using this for. Oh, counterfeit money! What a shock!
Yeah. The context of that was he presented the information to Interpol, or it's like
the United Nations, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, Interpol.
Yeah, Interpol, and they were like, "Oh no, we can't take this. It's just you said that," and they just really didn't want to because they didn't want to believe that their stuff was this screwed over.
Yeah, but then they have Zenigata doing that on live TV, and like they're just watching it like, we can't cover this up.
Yeah, and they just basically concede defeat. But
There's
yeah,
no way we can cover this up.
but yeah, in true like good movie continuation style, everyone who was important to the show pops up in the movie. So basically, we get the whole gang. We get.
I mean, literally, the only things I've seen people criticize about this movie is that they make Lupin too much of a good guy compared to he's a kind of anti-hero.
Yeah, you were.
And also that Miyazaki didn't make Fujiko sexy.
Okay.
It's like apparently, yeah. Apparently the main criticism is that Fujiko's known for being kind of sexy and like using her womanliness to her advantage, but like she doesn't do that at all in the movie. I mean, she just kind of disguises herself as a maid to protect the main girl, the princess.
First of all, I think people who make those criticisms
too much of a Coon brand.
Yeah.
Are a little too wrapped up on different.
Fujiko still looked hot in that movie.
Yes. But second
kind of had like the camo. I think it was supposed to be camo, but just kind of looked like green leopard print.
And the thing is, Fujiko, like even in the show, isn't all that sexualized. Like, because at points she is, but like she's not like.
I mean, it's kind of just like the same sexualization that just like the girl character in a usual anime would get.
Yeah, I mean, which isn't like great to say.
The one girl in a shonen show.
Yeah, but at
just same what they all get.
Yeah, but
it's still not good, but it's nothing to really write home about.
Yeah, exactly. And like Fujiko's a good character. Like she's probably the best foil to Lupin.
Yeah.
But she's she's kind of also dumb too. But she might be
the funny part about her is that she still never wins in the end.
Yeah,
really. It's like probably except for the first episode where it's kind of set up that she's gonna betray Lupin every episode. Or she sells him out for her own freedom, but I think she still gets into a car accident at the end.
Yeah, and Lupin doesn't care because one, she thinks that she's hot and is kind of
he's still gonna simp for her.
Is still gonna simp for her, but Lupin has already pulled some high level triple cross to make sure that Fujiko wins in the end, even if he's losing or make sure that Fujiko loses in the end because he knows he's already gonna lose in the end.
Yeah, it's like she's gonna drive away from him, leaving him in the dust, but he's still gonna cut her brake wires.
Yeah, or strap a bomb to her car.
Speaking of which, for the show, I think was when they had to pay their own ransom.
Oh yeah.
And Fujiko's like, "Oh yeah, haha, I was in on the plot the entire time," and then he blows up the gas tank in the car.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. One thing I liked is that at the end of, not the very end like what you're talking about, but the ending climax of Castle of Cagliostro, that was pretty exciting, all told. You had, the battle in the church, that just went absolutely bonkers with fireworks going off.
You guys haven't seen my finisher yet.
Yeah. and these like Catholic knights just going and stabbing people and or trying to stab people. The way fights work in
Lupin getting shot to the chest just to make sure the plane doesn't get away.
yeah, well, the auto gyro, which have you ever seen what an actual auto gyro looks like? Those things are crazy. They're like proto helicopters from like the 1900s. They're pretty wild. But yeah. So the clock death in Lupin the Third is pretty wild because it's the most violent death that's off screen. You don't actually see it happen.
You don't see him pop.
Yeah.
You see the clock hands go together, but you don't see him pop.
Which is good. Which is actually pretty.
I did not really want to see that anyway.
Mm.
I don't think Miyazaki would have even wanted to animate that anyway.
And there was also a guy who got crushed under the gears, and Lupin's like, look away.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which is funny because Lupin the Third himself gets thrown.
Yeah,
through
there's
some
a whole
gear.
scene of him just going through all the gears. It's like just slapstick, just slap through all the gears.
Yeah, get him.
That swimming scene was hilarious.
Swim up the waterfall.
And he almost has it. He almost grabs Jingen's hand. But
so it reminds me of the Looney Tunes skits where like they run off the cliff, look down, hold up the help sign, and then
fall. Yeah, basically Lupin the Third's injuries. The only time where Lupin gets seriously hurt is when he gets shot by like Cagliostro's. By Cagliostro.
By Igor with the top-notch job.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
when he was taking off the flight suit from Cagliostro, there was not a step missed.
Not a step missed. He's basically this butler that Cagliostro has. He
looks like a mix of Igor from Frankenstein and Frankenberry.
And Chris Elliott from Scary Movie 2.
Yeah.
You gotta take my strong hand. He's basically that guy, but with like two normal hands. But yeah, that's the only time you ever see Lupin seriously get hurt. But I kind of always like it when like a really cartoony show like that can do a gear shift of like someone actually getting hurt and actually kind of pull it off. You know what I mean? Because it's like we like Lupin the Third.
It's like, didn't the original anime have like kind of a serious episode?
Not one that I recall.
Getting back his dad's partner's daughter.
Yeah. I guess that one was pretty serious, but that was still pretty.
Oh, the one with Fujiko and her old partner.
Yes, that one was.
Yeah, where she ends up having to kill him in the end.
Mm.
It's like that was probably the one just like, oh, that's kind of fucked up episode.
Yeah, but nothing like too hard to like even get.
Like
through.
every series needs its one.
Yeah.
It's like comedy series just needs that one, like Futurama and the dog.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode. But that's like one of the best episodes of Futurama.
Yeah. Also, I hate that when I was in like middle school and I turn on Comedy Central after school, like pretty much, like at least once a week, that the dog episode of Futurama would be the episode that would be on.
Man.
It's like either that or the episode with his brother's. Episode with his brother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no! Don't.
That was a bad one too.
Yeah,
That was.
I loved Futurama so much as a kid, but yeah, for some reason, just anytime I turn on cable and Futurama would be on, it would always be the sad episodes.
But Futurama's mostly just a fun show, like a funny show.
So is the reboot any good? Because
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the reboot. I just don't want to see Futurama have a sixth ending.
Yeah.
All I've heard is that the intro show kind of makes fun of the people who greenlit the next for this season of Futurama to go on.
Yeah.
So, getting back to Lupin the Third, though.
So you have another show that gets rebooted constantly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but here's the thing.
I don't think Lupin has ever died.
No, it's like been consistently pop. It's the Bob Jones of anime.
Yeah.
or the Tom Jones of anime.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think when I was after we had finished Castle of Cagliostro, I was on the Lupin franchise wiki page just seeing like what shows
and it's
would
like
be.
a ton of stuff.
It's probably like at least 10 movies, and then
and like
a bunch of different series.
How many ever different series, each
So,
all
like,
with.
I was looking up like what of the actual like anime series like fit our episode limits for Anime Club, and I think the next one that would fit is this a woman named Fujiko Mine.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's only like 20 something. The next one that's only like 20 something episodes, and that came out in the 2000s.
I mean, I'm gonna make Persona 5 work the next time it's my pick, so we're gonna see what
Well,
happens.
next time.
Well, I mean,
next time.
I mean, Lupin the Third Part 2 is 155 episodes, so no, we are not doing that for Club.
I will say that if
Imagine part 1 being like an insult, and the rest of it's like the actual content.
yeah, I will say that Castle of Cagliostro works extremely well as like a standalone, because like you don't really need to know these characters ahead of time to like just jump in and they're not any different from the show. They're exactly the same.
I mean, the
so
other thing
is
that Goemon doesn't really get much, but he didn't really get much in the show either.
yeah, that was kind of odd.
Just make this guy part of the main crew, but don't really use him. I mean, I guess it can't really use a sword that much when you have a guy with a gun.
They did use him a lot at the end of Castle of Cagliostro because there were
like
literally
the
lots
big
of
fight scene.
there were literally lots of dudes with swords.
Oh god, those finger things, and they walked around like
the
Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox.
yeah, they have like
pose.
their arms out with their hands pointed down, and they walk around with like their arms going side like a gremlin pose.
Yeah, it's just gremlin pose everywhere.
Yeah,
And they have just knives attached to every part of their body.
yeah. That was pretty hilarious.
And I forget Goemon has a sword that can cut metal.
Yes. And so, as for directorial debut, like for Miyazaki, from that movie alone, it should have been known that he was gonna do like amazing.
Yeah, watching anime history right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not the greatest movie in the world. I do think it's really great, but
yeah,
it's
I put it in my S tier.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But it definitely shows you that okay, everything from like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, all of that can be traced back to this.
Yeah.
That he just was like, and franchise work is kind of like where a lot of animes like great talent kind of get started. Like Mamoru Hosoda, who directed one of my favorite anime films ever, Girl Left Through Time. You know what he got his start on?
What?
Doing Digimon. Like he directed episodes of Digimon and directed that that Digimon movie, like the one that came out in America and
the
like
one that had like bare naked ladies in its soundtrack.
yes, the one that had bare naked ladies.
It's been 1 week
and
since
it's literally that
song.
song. Less Than Jake's on it. Savage Garden.
It's basically every 90s number 2.
Yeah. Fatboy Slim, of course. Fatboy Slim's on it. I think Matchbox 20 is on it.
Oh yeah, wasn't that the movie with all like that year's number 2s?
Yes, exactly. Like any song that was like big from like 1997 to 1999 was on that soundtrack. But you know what? Franchise work, if it gets people like, if it gets great anime talent like Miyazaki with Lupin or Mamoru Hosoda with Digimon, I'm all for it,
Speaking of franchise work, I'd like to remind everyone that they were recording this February 3rd. The Laughing Man incident from Ghost in the Shell Solid State Complex will happen today.
Standalone complex?
Solid State Complex.
Oh, that must be one of the series that...
I mean, Standalone Complex is the one I always hear about.
Yeah.
Unless there's another.
There was another one that's Solid State Complex.
Oh, okay.
Today's the and then it's the Laughing Man.
Frankly, I've only ever seen the original film from the 90s.
Yeah,
I saw it in theaters.
I remember my parents were huge fans of Standalone Complex when I was a little kid.
I hear
like
that.
they talked about it all the time, but being a little kid, I had no idea what. I knew the name, but I had no idea what it was about.
Yeah, I hear it.
It's so the scene we're talking about is the guy who shoots the other guy in the back of the head.
Okay. But, yeah, so for Castle of Cagliostro, since this was technically Hannah's pick,
Though you're the one that tracked down the movie.
I did track down the movie, but I knew that you had wanted to watch it because you had picked Lupin the Third, and you kind of wanted
in fact, we needed to have that as the conclusion to our Lupin adventure.
You're gonna like what my rate is. S tier.
S tier.
You got a new S tier on the board.
Yeah, I'd say
even though it's kind of your pick, but and we can share it.
Yeah, we'll share it. So there you go. You got another S tier.
Yeah, so I'll put Lupin the Third, the series.
A tier.
Yeah, A tier.
Easy A tier.
If you want funny hijinks to just put on, it's like you don't even have to pay full attention to it. Just have it on. Just kind of like tune in just a little bit. You'll have a great time.
Let me say, we're in an age right now where like kind of grimdark anime. Not all of it is grimdark, but like darker anime is kind of all the rage right now.
We need to go back to just fun times.
Where every villain's supposed to have like a gray morality and the hero's supposed to be conflicted about that. This is just
just have everybody be an asshole but have it be hilarious.
We need dumber shows like this. Not schlock, but like shows where it knows it's like a dumb premise, but it wants
goes along with it.
And it wants to bring you along for the ride. We need
just
more
have
shows.
fun. It's shows that are just fun. And that's why I like Love Live.
And maybe less shows like Food Dungeon.
My friends really like Dungeon Meshi, but I mean, at least my pal Wyatt was obsessed with the manga of it for years.
I have no comment.
It's a
manga
that's
show in a dungeon.
Yeah, manga that's really popular that just got an anime recently. It's like kind of like the isekai group going into the dungeon, but it's just about cooking the things they kill in it in the dungeon.
Nice.
I know there's a cat girl in it.
Lovely. So yeah, less shows like that and more shows that are just absolute fun. We just let's have fun again in the anime community. I mean, it's not like there aren't shows that aren't fun right now. It's just like Lupin the Third, ultimate kind of like kick back and relax. Have a great time.
Watch some basically anime Looney Tunes.
So yeah, show Lupin the Third, A tier, Castle of Cagliostro, S tier.
Yep.
And now our last pick that we just watched today,
which I don't even know how to put a call on. Not that it was like so weird. It's just I'm still processing what we watched.
Well, for background, I bought the DVD of the anime series of the show for really cheap at a con once because it's like, oh, it's an idol show. It's kind of one of those knockoff Love Lives they made after Love Live became really popular. Like every studio that had the budget for it wanted to make their own. Okay, let's make an anime series about idols, but have the voice actresses actually be an idol unit in real life.
And what's the name of the show? Could you say it in the mic?
Wake Up Girls.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll let you describe what this show, or what the film is about.
First, when I was looking on Wikipedia to see a bit more about the series, I saw there was a movie that came out one day before the anime series aired, but so I looked it up online and nobody could give me a clear answer about whether you had to watch the movie first to understand the anime, so I decided, okay, next time we have a movie night, I'll just show the movie. It's only 50 minutes anyway, so so we watched it and I thought it was okay, but it had some very questionable dialogue that I feel like would put us on a watch list, but the song at the end was fire.
The song at the end was pretty good. I'll say this, the show, I was mainly just being cheap with it. Like, there are some questionable moments, but like I was mainly just being cheap. But and as far as like a show like quality goes, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's anything really to write home about.
Like the characters don't really look distinct enough, which I'd say probably makes it not as good as Love Live.
Yeah, which is like one of Love Live's like biggest strengths.
Yeah,
that you could
there's
tell
a lot. I mean, there's only 7 girls in Wake Up Girls as compared to the 9 that's usually in Love Live, but none of the girls are distinct enough, but I had the one girl that really stood out to me is, I think Kaya was her name, was the 18-year-old in the group that like puts in her idol application because she hates her boss and wants a different job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, another reason I really wanted to watch the show is because Yoshino Aoyama is part of it, and she's the voice actress for Bochi.
Right.
So I want to see where she got her start, and also this by just one more personal to me, but Project Sekai, the Hatsune Miku game, that Mayu from that series, that's where she got her start, but she's the voice of Haruka from Project Sekai.
Okay. And
so some voice actresses I kind of know of were from that.
And yeah, comparing it, because I'm literally surrounded by its comparison.
Yeah, this room is covered in Love Live Nessos.
Yeah, so comparing...
The girls never blink.
Yeah, comparing it to Love Live, the things that make it... This show, Wake Up Girls, made me realize, like, why Love Live is such a successful franchise. It's because, well... And keep in mind, we're judging this off of a 50-minute movie that is part of a larger...
Yeah, we haven't seen the actual anime series yet, just the 50-minute prequel movie.
So take anything I say with a grain of salt if you're a fan of Wake Up Girls, but...
Well, not even next time it's my turn, because I want to do the rom-com anime I have next,
sure.
But the next one after my next pick will be the Wake Up Girls anime.
So I'll say that watching Wake Up Girls made me realize why Love Live works so much. Because, like, one thing that Love Live, even the lesser shows, are good at doing is making the characters easily identifiable. Like, you can look at
it's not even just, like, the different hair colors or anything, but just, like, even if you just look at them, like, if you just see a picture of, like, Maki compared to Honoka, like, you can see, like, like, oh, this character is going to be like this.
Yeah, and even if their personalities, because not all of the Love Live characters have, like very fleshed out personalities, you could still look at them and tell what they're about. Like, kind of, like, you look at Nico and you see
it's
someone
like, they see, like, little pigtails, oh, she's the kind of cutesy one.
Yeah, and then you meet her and you realize what her real personality is. Like, you see Kotori, she's, like, kind of the cute best friend. You have Honoka, she's like the real...
Like energetic.
The energetic one. You have Umi, she's supposed to be the group mom, kind of.
So she has the serious personality.
Even though Ellie and Nozomi are kind of more that, kind of fulfill that role.
Yeah,
more.
Nozomi.
Yeah, you're drinking out of both Nozomi glasses. Yeah, we get it.
For context, I have 2 sets of Muse cups. One of them's in the Sunny Day Song outfits. The other set's them in their Bokura no Live outfits, which Steven is currently drinking out of both of the Nozomi cups.
What can I say? I know the best characters when I see them.
But you line them up, but you could line up the Love Live characters from any of the series, and if you've even seen it once, you
even
could
get
name
a little bit impression of their personalities.
Exactly, and you could know exactly who's who as soon as you see them. With Wake Up Girls, even though we've only watched, technically the equivalent of 2 episodes, I couldn't tell you who any of them were. I knew who Mayu was because
they say her name like 50 times in it.
Yeah, and that's about it. But, like, that repetition of name does, like, help cement the character, because, like,
and that's probably the downside of where they try to make it kind of a realistic kind of show, but they gave the girls, like, kind of more realistic hair colors, kind of, but now you kind of made it so it's harder to tell them apart.
And realistic hairstyles. That's another thing. The hairstyles in Love Live make the girls just automatically identifiable. Like, you can tell them from, like, hair length, the ribbon, how the hair is styled. And it's at the end of the day, it's a
like
minor
I always see Kotori
detail.
on lists of most stupid hairstyles ever, just for the weird hair loop.
But you recognize it.
Yeah.
You recognize it straight off the bat. That's why it's effective.
Yeah.
So maybe stupid, but it works.
It does work. I will say the thing that I liked about, even if it's kind of ironically, that I liked about Wake Up Girls is that the original manager of the show, who's like this kind of 50-year-old chain-smoking businesswoman, who is, like, tasking her subordinate to put this group
pretty
together.
Much just abusing the subordinate. It's like, just grab a bunch of girls. We need an idol unit to make our company from going under. Idols are the big thing now. Just go scout a bunch of girls.
Ma'am, we make Tupperware at this company. I don't give a fuck. But in any case, at the end of the movie,
the big climax of the movie is that she just fucks off with all of the money right before they're about to have their big concert, and it's like, we don't have the money to pay for the venue, what are we gonna do? And it's like, have their whole, like, are we even gonna debut anymore? But then Mayu shows up, and it's like, no. Well, first of all, the big conflict with Mayu is that she's basically the AKB48 of this universe, like, the big idol unit, so I-1 Club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, apparently her backstory is that she used to be the center of that group, but then got into some conflict with the group, and then basically got fired, and it's like...
Yeah, the manager just didn't like her and just got kicked.
Yeah. So it's like apparently being an idol getting kicked out of the group led to her whole family falling apart.
Yeah,
so,
as it does.
Yeah,
as
so
it does in shows like this.
Yeah, so she hates the concept of idols now, but it's like the manager still wants to scout her anyway, and her best friend ends up becoming part of Wake Up Girls, so...
Yeah.
So it's like right at the end where it's like, are we gonna even have the concert anymore? She just shows up in the studio like, I'm gonna join.
Which I don't know how that solves the money issue, but I digress.
Yeah, eventually they end up just being able to... The town has a metal music festival, which they just end up getting a last-minute slot in there and just performing their little pop song, which there's one just super obese idol otaku guy, which is probably the most realistic depiction of an idol fan.
Well, he wasn't that big. It was chunkier, but like...
he just ends up recognizing, oh, that's Mayu on stage, and just ends up becoming their first stan.
Yes.
Which makes them realize, oh wait, we can actually keep going. This doesn't have to be our last concert.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's just the setup for the actual series.
There was one stan and like a bunch of people who were taking this as like their drink break.
Oh yeah.
From like other concerts.
Oh yeah, the part that makes us think we're on a watch list for watching this is when they were getting ready for their concert, the manager's like, oh yeah, I forgot to give you show-off panties. I can go to the store right now. And like, no, it's okay. We can just show our panties. It's no big deal. So, yeah,
it's kind of a big deal, actually.
Yeah.
Especially that one of the members of the group is 13 years old.
Yeah, it's a big deal for the boys in blue, mainly.
Yeah, there's only one 18-year-old in the group.
Yeah,
and the age of maturity in Japan isn't even 18, it's 20.
Yeah, and as it should be, but like but
yeah, so
we need to say that like yeah, we found that to be pretty questionable. We did not we were pretty uncomfortable during that. We were making jokes about, being on a watch list, but we do not yeah, that was not a good deal.
Yeah,
not a good deal.
The whole song sequence at the end, the song was really good, but in the animated dance sequence, they did have the panty shots.
They kept twirling.
Yeah.
They kept twirling.
Twirling and showing the panties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was...
kind of distracted from the good song.
That'd be a little risque.
Yeah, no me gusta on that one, bud. But, I'll say this, because you're probably curious what Steven thought of it and what I thought of it. It's okay, I guess. Like, from the movie, and I'm just looking at the movie, it's really nothing to write home about. It's not anything bad.
It's definitely a knockoff Love Live.
So I'd give it...
Studio just trying to make its own... It's not even like Love Live, it's more like Idolmaster, because the main character is... It's more focused on the production company trying to form an idol group, which is more the plot of Idolmaster than Love Live, but can tell just... It was made in 2014, and Love Live was made in... The Love Live anime was made in 2013,
yeah.
So you can kind of tell which franchise they were trying to copy, ride the coattails of.
So I'll say this, C tier, honestly. Like,
welcome back to B tier.
No, she still owns that S tier for Castle of Cagliostro,
I put it in B tier just because I really liked the song. I need to track down what that song is, what that song's called, because I did like that song.
So I'll say tentative C tier. If the movie, if the show actually turns out to be pretty good, then I'll just lump the movie in with the show and then bump it up to whatever it'll be. Like, it could be amazing, You know what I mean? But as for like a first start, like as kind of like a cold open, this wasn't really grabbing me as far as like a show goes.
Which I am curious to see where the second group of Wake Up Girls gets introduced, because apparently there's another like spin-off group of Wake Up Girls called Run Girls Run, and apparently Wake Up Girls, the real life group, disbanded in 2019, but there's one group that spun off of that called Run Girls Run that I think they disbanded in 2023. They disbanded like one day, and then the day after they announced one of their members, Koko Hayashi, was the new voice of Setsuna from Nijigasaki. So I'm just curious to see where that group gets introduced, so I can see where the new Setsuna got her beginning.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and
because her voice is amazing.
Her voice is amazing. The original Setsuna.
So she's a talent that can't really be replaced, but Coco does a great job.
Well, with our thoughts on this, so we're gonna say it's like a B or C tier at this point.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I was a little overzealous. I'll give it low B tier because
I put in B.
Like a low B tier because the song was actually really good. I did like the song. I thought it kind of
some of the kind of more out of pocket lines in it too were pretty funny.
So yeah, it was pretty funny from that perspective, and I kind of like the perspective of it's an idol show, but it's from the perspective of the people running the band, which I thought was a different touch. You know what I mean?
Like maybe sometime when I go through all of my DVDs, I'll probably show Idolmaster. Actually, watch Idolmaster for the first time.
All right, so now I'm gonna take a little bit of a pause for this group of people in front of me to get some trash taken care of or something. But I'm gonna do a little housekeeping in the middle of the show, like I used to do last season, or tried to start last season.
New season, new you.
Yeah, I'll try that again. So, housekeeping, car is still being worked on, blah, blah, blah. It's winter. I'm not touching the car in the winter. I'm not interested in making my knuckles look another shade of red while punching the engine bay at Mach 20. So, we're not going to touch that a little bit. But we will start, if the weather gets better, I'll start doing it more, especially since I have some interesting policies at work that I have to get taken care of.
Plus, no 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah.
And anything else that you want to housekeep on?
However, the GoFundMe's still active. If you want to donate to there, have fun with that. If you want to make it easier for your boy to start paying for all these Adobe products, where we house the software for all the podcast episodes. Venmo.com/SJKREZZO or SKREZZO for us to maintain what we can do here, maybe get some new audio interfaces, update the specs from a USB converger with USB mics, maybe we can get an actual machine to do all this. Maybe upgrade from a 2017 laptop, I don't know.
And if any of you folks are on Instagram, go and check out the new account, Bochi on the Rocks. It is
with underscores after every word.
Yeah, Bochi _on_the_rocks. Bochi on the Rocks.
That's my Kikuri plushie account. I have Kikuri's drinking adventures through America with new mom and dad.
Yep. Hannah will be taking pictures at various cons and bars that she visited.
Just anytime we all go out drinking.
Yep, or anytime we go hang out together, she'll bring Kikuri along. And
she'll have a sip of whatever we're having.
Yep, so she's probably expect to see her out in nature a lot, because she's probably going to be on a lot of golf courses.
Should we talk about our spring con schedule?
Yes. So, on the weekend of March 2nd, March 3rd, we will be at
the University of Champaign-Urbana campus.
Well, University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana campus.
Yeah. For UICon, or UICon, as Hannah has called it.
The very first con in Champaign-Urbana.
Yep.
It's a free convention.
free convention hosted by the university. We're very excited to be among its first attendance.
We're going to be bringing our shenanigans down to Steven's workplace.
Yep.
We're not actually going anywhere near the research center.
Okay, good.
Because the campus is like the size of a small city. It's basically a city within a city.
Yeah.
But we do have a full boat of panels.
I do still have the website pulled up. I could see exactly what building the convention itself is in.
Well, I know where it's not my work building, so.
Yeah. We have a full boat of...
It's take place inside the Illini Union.
Oh, okay. That's probably closer to the front of the camp.
Probably closer to the sports center, but yeah.
Yeah. We'll be doing a full boat of panels at UICon. We're all doing
my Love Life panel and
Lost Media.
Yeah.
Angst and Regret.
My girlfriend Heather will be doing her panel
Tokusatsu.
about Tokusatsu. I'll be bringing 2 new panels. One about anime sleeper hits and another about anime film continuations, and another panel that we'll be doing. We'll be doing Waifu Wars after dark.
Is why we actually bought a hotel for this instead of just driving down every day so we could do Waifu Wars.
Well, it made it easier. Plus, the hotel wasn't even that badly priced at all.
I just feel I don't want to be doing the highway if have any sort of alcohol in my system.
Good idea.
And also
being responsible.
And also, I'll be bringing back my dub panel.
Nice. So I can finally be there for that one instead of sweeping the contest at a Love Live trivia panel.
Are you going to be bringing prizes for your Love Live panel?
Actually, for about 1,000 yen on Surugaya, I bought a full set of Muse notebooks.
Oh, cool.
Except for the Nico one, I'm keeping the Nico one for myself.
The Nico one.
But there is a full set of 9 too. Just every member except Nico, and then one that has the full group on it.
Okay, cool.
And for Aqua, got a set of bookmarks, but they're pretty huge, shiny, sparkly bookmarks with all the Aqua members in their brightest melody outfits.
And you're keeping the Hanamaru one?
Nah, I don't really stan Aqua as much as I stan Muse, so I'll just let the Aqua fans have their pickings.
You do love Hanamaru.
Yeah, Hanamaru is great, but I feel like I stan Nico a bit more.
There are at least 2 Hanamarus in this room.
Well, there's 3.
No, I just have regular winter uniform Hanamaru. Oh, my Movik Hanamaru.
Yeah.
Their training outfit.
So, yeah, that we'll be doing... Even though that this is like a brand new startup con, we're actually excited to like have our footprint be on this con from right out the gate.
I'm gonna support them every step of the way. I want them to keep this going.
Yeah,
we need more anime conventions in our area.
Yes, agreed.
Not us having to drive to Chicago for
an
anime convention every time.
I really do love this location, right when they're starting the construction on 72 and 57.
Oh.
You know what? It really be like that sometimes.
It really do be like that because I encounter that every day. I go to work and every day I come home.
But for the con that we will be going to the week afterwards,
which is my birthday weekend, actually. My birthday's on the Sunday of this con.
We will be going to Amkey up in Milwaukee. We've got 4 panels booked. Yeah, we're looking to have 6. 2 of our panels are on the wait list now.
My Love Life panel has currently not been approved yet, so if it doesn't get approved, rip to everybody that wanted my prizes.
Yeah.
But I've been promoting my prizes quite a bit, but then realized my Amkey hasn't really approved it yet, so whoops to everybody I've been shilling for Amkey for.
Still got a month and a half to see what happens, but we're really excited to be going back to Amkey. Always have a great time when we're up there.
Yeah.
And it's going to be just an absolute blast to be up there.
I'm just happy it's not in the dead of winter.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be in
right
March
at the start
this
of spring.
Year, which really today's been a very warm day, so I have high hopes for having nice weather for...
Steven just did that longing gaze over at the golf club.
I'm at least hoping Sunday of Amkey is warm weather because that's my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
March 10th.
And the thing is, we haven't even been out of golf for, like, more than 2.5 months. I mean, it's been sad.
You have your last one in, like, November?
Mid-late November, almost.
Yeah, we kind of pushed it.
Yeah, but it was a beautiful day that
It
day.
was.
And they let us go out with carts, and we obviously filled up our cooler. Yeah.
Golf. Yeah, like I said earlier in the show, golf content from our 2023 season should be coming out every Sunday. Now that I can work myself to get all that stuff done, and 2024 content probably the week after, or maybe I'll just do it as and we just bunch all the seasons up and then start releasing them in the off season. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I might do that, and then with our channel with that, since we have golf in one area, when we're filming the golf episodes, we are gonna put clips up from all of the shows that we have, so they can come back and do like a clip of if you guys wanted to come back and revisit Rewrite for some fucking reason, you can come and do that, or our Pochi review. Or...
He's talking about balcony reviews.
Yes.
We're gonna get that series back up and running again. I sent
in fact,
him.
the last time we ever had a comment on our YouTube channel was a comment on First Squad.
Oh,
Do any of us even remember First Squad?
I do. I had a good time with it, but then again, that was more my speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, love to get that series back up and running again. But I think that's everything housekeeping.
Yep, that's everything housekeeping wise.
All right.
Now we can get to probably one of our main events that we wanted to get to in this recording.
That is correct.
Yeah, we want to go through with the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. The voting has already closed, but the actual awards ceremony isn't for a month from now.
Yep,
so
March 2nd in Tokyo, Japan.
Now, I would like to temper you guys, since this is sponsored by Crunchyroll. I expect a lot of single-cell organisms to be voting in this thing, too.
yeah, so that's to be Yuri on Ice Awards too, but probably with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah. But not knocking Jujutsu Kaisen, mainly because I've never seen the show, so I don't know what to expect. But
3 episodes I've seen of season 1 were pretty good.
yeah. So we're just gonna go down the list of stuff that's been nominated. We'll probably run out the clock doing this, but we do want to talk about it because being active anime connoisseurs, we have seen a lot of, not all of, but a lot of the shows that are up for awards this year. So why don't we go ahead and start just with anime
start at the beginning of the list and go down.
Anime of the year, and we have for the nominees are Bocchi the Rock, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village arc, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Oshi no Ko, and Vinland Saga Season 2.
I mean,
so what are your guys'
I can also imagine this year might be the Oshi no Ko sweep, because I haven't seen Oshi no Ko. I just see it everywhere on social media. I know it's really popular right now.
So since we're not betting people, I mean, if I was a betting man, I would have lost so much money.
Send all your bets to Venmo.com/SJKREZZO.
But as for anime that we want to win, this is more of just like a review of what our favorites were. The anime that I would want to win, because I've just watched it for Anime of the Year, Vinland Saga Season 2. I haven't watched it with either of these guys, but watched it.
I've seen a few episodes of it, and I liked it. I was a huge fan of Season 1, so I imagine I'd like Season 2.
Season 2 is so good. It's so good. It made me cry multiple times. So, yeah, I would say I would want that one to win. Hannah?
And the only ones of these I've seen to completion are Bocchi the Rock, Chainsaw Man, and Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village, but, I mean, I'm a huge-ass Bocchi fan. I just want Bocchi to get all the awards it can get, so Bocchi time! Bocchi sweep! Bocchi sweep! Bocchi sweep!
I'm gonna approach this from what I think should win and what I am going to guess is going to win. So
that's a good strategy, too.
So what I think should win is probably what Chainsaw Man's on the list, right?
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man should win just because of how good it is.
Agreed.
But what I think will win will probably be Demon Slayer, just because that's the popular ones.
Remember when people were voting the best anime of the 2010s and Demon Slayer won, even though it came out in 2019?
Yep.
Yeah.
And everybody was mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have all these what I call lockdown fans are becoming part of this. I have nothing against the lockdown fans. I'm just saying, y'all, if it's a lot to catch up on. We have have a backlog spanning back to like the 1970s. You got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
Watch Lupin and then come back to us.
No disrespect to Demon Slayer though. Like
Yeah, we've watched every single season of pretty much every piece of Demon Slayer content that's come out, and we love Demon Slayer.
Never been disappointed once.
I hope Demon Slayer wins like the best animation awards and stuff, but
yes, it was very good. But moving on,
So that's what I think. Just because it's the popular movement's going that way. To finish off my thought.
So, thank you. So for best continuing series, the nominees are, I'm trying to do my announcer voice there. Attack on Titan. This cracks me up. Attack on Titan final season, the final chapter, special 1.
So Attack on Titan season 8, pretty much.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's like season 6.
Attack on Titan.
I lost track.
Attack on Titan. One more final season for the road. Another nominee, Demon Slayer.
Swordsmith Village.
Yep, Swordsmith Village arc. Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. One Piece. Obviously.
One Piece doesn't even have seasons. It's just One Piece episode 10,000.
Spy Family and Vinland Saga season 2. So to go off of what sort of Steven's example, the one that I think should win.
Yeah, how about we name all the things we should and what we think will actually win?
Yeah. What I think should win, personally, just because of how they were able to wrap everything up in the show, I would say Attack on Titan probably should win this. But what I think is going to win this, personally, is it's kind of a two-way tie for me between either Demon Slayer or Spy Family.
I mean, the only ones of these I've actually seen are Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village, and Spy Family. I think I am voting for Demon Slayer on this one, because, I mean, Spy Family still feels a bit too new for a continuing series, you know, because it still says Season 1, Core 2, which is pretty much just Season 1, the second half of it.
Yeah.
So.
Good part, though. Really good part.
Yeah,
but
I love Spy Family so much.
It's a really good show.
Yeah. Swordsmith Village arc, we got introduced to Muichiro, is that his name? And the watermelon hair e-girl.
Mitsuri.
Yeah, they were both really cool characters.
Yeah.
And that emotional final arc with Nezuko.
That was great.
So these are both continuing series. So let's see. So
you're the One Piece fan here.
I am the One Piece fan. I don't think One Piece is getting shit today.
Very telling.
Look, One Piece has been going on for nigh on 30 fucking years. So
I think. Yeah.
Actually, for any JoJo fans that are listening to this, in the manga for Part 5, the fight with Gyacho White Album, that was the same chapter of Shonen Jump that One Piece debuted in.
Oh, wow.
1999, I think.
Yeah, I know 99 was the debut year. But anyway, what are your...
can you give me the list real quick?
Attack on Titan final season, Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village arc, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, One Piece, Spy Family, and Vinland Saga.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Got my phone where you'd see it.
Yeah, I know. Android has this little thing where you have like a side thing where it can just come out the side menu. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah, I don't need to open the calculator. I need my internet open so we can see the list.
So what I think should win. I'm gonna say it because this is actually gonna match what I think is going to win. It's probably gonna be Jujutsu Kaisen.
You think Jujutsu Kaisen will take it?
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a Jujutsu Kaisen fan too.
Yes, I am.
Wait, so you've seen this season?
Whenever she's at work, I watch it.
Oh, okay.
You watch so many shows without me.
I know. That's how we're able to have such good anime conversations over the horn.
And there are a bunch of shows I still want to show you, but you're just watching shows without me.
Okay. All right. Before we get into this shit. Okay.
We'll have
that's
this
fair.
conversation later.
That's fair.
So yeah. Attack on Titan finally ending. That was good. I'm going with based on I'm gonna say what crashed Crunchyroll is what I'm kind of basing this off of.
Fair.
Spy Family isn't gonna be anywhere close. Vinland Saga, while good, I don't think so because they kind of ended too early for people to remember it.
Yeah, I mean, my take for Spy Family is that if this was like a season 2, then I'd say it would probably have a chance, but it's just season 1, part 2, like the part of season 1 that aired within the new year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then
yeah.
Demon Slayer again happened kind of like early 23 because this is all based in 2023 viewings. Kind of a bit too early. One Piece Gear 5 did crash Crunchyroll for like 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
So I mean, it could be a contender. I mean, it probably.
I mean, the last time I ever saw One Piece get a bunch of hype, actual hype, was for the movie that had the girl that did Usewa voicing the girl in it, Uta.
I will say the live action show has gotten a lot of great reviews over.
Yeah, the Netflix one has gone beyond expectations, but we're not here for that yet.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen has been consistent everywhere. Season 2 is starting to fucking rock and roll. Where you got
the studio getting accused of exploiting workers.
Yeah. In the same studio.
I mean, probably not even
so that's fun.
Not even accused of, just full proof of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
not even subtext, it's just text.
So you think Jujutsu Kaisen has
Jujutsu
it?
Kaisen's definitely gonna get this one.
Okay. So for best new series, the nominees are Bocchi the Rock, Chainsaw Man, Heavenly Delusion, Hell's Paradise. That's a fun little back and forth. Oshinoko and Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead.
Okay, first of all, I need to say, I have never heard of Heavenly Delusion before.
I haven't either. I haven't heard of Heavenly Delusion or Hell's Paradise.
I've heard of Hell's Paradise. It actually seems to have a pretty interesting concept, so I might show that for Anime Club sometime when I get past all my DVDs and all the other things that are on my watch list.
So, for what I think is gonna
apparently Hell's Paradise is that it's basically an island full of people that are gonna be executed anyway, so it's kind of like a battle royale kind of thing.
Right. Okay. So for
Anime Lord of the Flies, got it. Go.
So for best, what I think should win is actually the same as what I think is going to win based on the shows that I've seen, and this is just based off of the fact that this show has really taken off, and plus it's it's one of 2 shows that I've actually seen on this list. I think Chainsaw Man is going to take this one. Because Chainsaw Man has been just such a juggernaut this year. It's like you go to any anime convention.
Like, even before the anime came out, I saw fuck tons of Chainsaw Man cosplayers.
Yeah.
The manga was insanely popular.
The manga was and the anime just picked up where it left off. Didn't miss a beat. So
I remember when my brother was still trying to get me to read the Chainsaw Man manga. He kept trying to tell me to watch it by saying that the author was influenced by Fooly Cooly, and Fooly Cooly's my favorite anime, which after watching the Chainsaw Man anime, I can totally see it, totally see the inspiration.
So yeah, that's my long and short of it. That I think Chainsaw Man is going to get this one.
Yeah, I mean, Bocchi and Chainsaw Man are the only shows on this list I've actually seen, which I hope I'd be happy if both of them won, but I'm still hoping for a Bocchi sweep.
It would be fun to see a Bocchi, because Bocchi was really, really, really good, and it would be good to see, like, it was kind of like what I was saying about Lupin the Third, that we need kind of more lighter, kind of content from anime. Bocchi would very much be in that range, and I just wanted to point that out, that it would be cool to see a Bocchi.
Has pretty much become part of meme culture at this point.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, our Instagram group chat is just basically us sending Bocchi memes to each other.
Kesoku-gram gets me through the day.
Yes.
Anyway, Steven?
So I'm gonna do this as kind of like I did last time, like the list of everything. So I'm gonna exclude Heavenly Delusion, Hell's Paradise, and Zom 100. I haven't touched those. Oshinoko, I kind of started.
I mean, I heard that the first episode's like an hour long, so that's kind of why I haven't seen it yet. Even though I know people say Rie Takahashi is like basically won for this year for the role of Ai in that, but Ai is the mom that dies in it, so she pretty much only exists. It's the first episode.
Yeah, if it happens in the first episode.
That's
cool.
Basically the main plot of the show is her murder. So that Rie Takahashi voices the main idol girl Ai that gets killed in it, but people already say she's the best voice actress of the year for that role.
Getting back on track.
So like any show that gets that much hype is probably gonna win.
Okay, here's what I would say about Oshinoko before we derail. I see it having a healthy chance. Bocchi probably isn't going to get it, just because I think Bocchi is kind of aired.
It's a show that's too much up my alley. It's not going to win.
I think
Any show that's
Shane-
straight
Hey,
up my
hold
alley
on.
is
Let
not
him cook. Let him cook.
Let me cook.
Okay.
uh, so yeah, Vochi is just like probably too slice of life for a lot of people voting in this. I am basing this off the people who live in California in like Crunchyroll to an extreme degree. But I also think Chainsaw Man has like the highest chance of getting it. But if I had to pick a competitor, it probably would be Oshinoko.
Okay, fair
People
enough.
can't appreciate a nice music anime.
I love the music in Bochi. Like, let's
Yeah,
not get it twisted.
Yeah, I mean, probably spoilers for up ahead, but I know Seishun Complex is nominated for Best OP, which
Nice.
that is the song that gets stuck in my head all the time.
Let's move on to best film.
So the nominees here are, and folks, spoiler alert,
We've only seen one of these.
So we can just go ahead and just maybe whatever you say.
Well,
Just say all of the nominees, and we'll just say which
Yeah.
one we've seen.
Black Clover, Sword of the Wizard King, Blue Giant, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, The First Kiss That Never Ends. Man, some of these are pretty verbose titles. Psychopath's Providence, Suzume, and The First Slam Dunk. So I'll be honest.
Suzume, that's
yeah.
the only one we've seen.
That's the only one we can comment on. But Suzume was really, really goddamn good. Like, I would be like, I haven't seen the other ones, but if I had to pick one, I was actually surprised not to see it nominated like at the Oscars for at least best animated
I
feature.
think, wasn't it the Annies that it was nominated for?
It was nominated at the Annies, but it didn't make the Oscars. Even though I don't even think Your Name made the Oscars.
No, I didn't.
Which it was, for me, is like a dereliction of duty almost. But if I had to pick a movie,
It's not
even
Oscar bait enough.
I know it doesn't have enough like dead.
Doesn't have enough
kids in it.
titties.
Yeah, I guess so.
Lower above.
So but I would actually, I'll go out on a limb and say Suzume because of just how good Suzume is.
Yeah, I mean, I am a huge fan of Kaguya-sama. I just haven't finished season 3, so I haven't seen the movie yet. 'Cause I know the movie just wraps up the whole series.
Right.
So,
All right.
yeah, I will watch the movie sometime, just not in time for voting.
All right. Time for editor Steve to cook. Seeing Suzume, I would say Suzume probably is going to take it, but then again, basing on
I mean,
where I'm
it was
basing
probably the biggest anime movie thing of this year.
It was, yeah.
Pretty sure every anime fan saw Suzume in theaters.
Not able to cook. Let's see, Black Clover.
Sorry, I just want to get my points in before we go on to the next thing without me.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Sorry, I know I keep talking over people. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
So Black Clover.
We're just giving you shit.
Yeah, maybe Black Clover could. I don't see. I don't see
people
Naruto 2.
that got over the screaming in Black Clover.
Yeah, that actually, or just watch it with the volume at half. Maybe Naruto 2.0.
Are there
something
even
like that.
any actual Black Clover fans?
I haven't met him.
Neither have I.
I mean, the only Black Clover content I've seen in a while is that I lurk on the Love Live subreddit, and I saw that Daya's voice actress Arisa Komiya was the pigtail girl in the live-action stage adaptation.
Moving on, I have no idea what Blue Giant's about, so I'm not going to say anything about that. Kaguya-sama, I can probably see it, maybe. Psychopaths, that's a show that started in like 2013, so I don't see that winning anything. First Slam Dunk, I'm assuming that's a basketball anime.
Yeah,
so
I think that's a movie of Slam Dunk, the series.
I can kind of see the thumbnail of it, so yeah.
Yeah.
Probably
So,
basketball.
what I think should
knock
win...
off Kuroko no Basuke.
Yeah. So what I think should win is should be Suzume, just because it's Ghibli's
I'm pretty sure
first
everybody
release.
has seen it.
Well, it's Shinkai.
As a Ghibli.
Oh yeah, you did say Ghibli. but yeah, like big name director in the anime world.
Dropped a new movie and everybody flocked to theaters to see it.
Oh yeah, it was huge. So I think that'll take it.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Kaguya-sama takes it just because bullshit Crunchyroll shit.
Yeah, it's a very popular anime.
Alright, let's move on to Best Original.
So some of these I haven't even heard of.
Yeah,
This one we're not going to be very useful
We
for.
haven't seen any of these, but 3 of these series are on my to-watch list.
Yeah.
One was my pick for Romance Month, I guess.
Akiba.
Akiba. Thank you. Akiba Maid War.
Do you want me to announce these if you're...
No, I can do it. I just had a problem pronouncing that. Birdie Wing, Golf Girl Story, Season 2.
This is Season 1.
We'll
Yeah, it's like a 20-something episode show.
Hey,
so.
you can't have a back nine without a front nine, baby. Buddy Daddies, which Steven wants to actually show.
Ooh, I look just like Buddy Daddies.
Oh. Do it yourself. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury, and The Marginal Service.
Which, first of all, I've never heard of Marginal Service.
So for this one, I think we should skip about what we think about what we know
I mean,
will win or what
I'm pretty
before.
And actually, I'm pretty sure Gundam Witch from Mercury will win because that's the one I've seen get a bunch of hype just for being gay.
How?
Because it's the Gundam with a female protagonist, and the whole plot is that she's gonna marry the white. It's the red-haired girl is the main protagonist, and she's supposed to marry the white-haired girl.
Oh, okay. Well, that might... I mean, plus it's Gundam, so it might have some clout there. But honestly, we don't know enough about these shows to actually comment on whether they would win.
I mean, I feel like Birdie Wing needs to win just for our group, because Birdie Wing's the golf anime.
You know what? We gotta get Chubbs some waifus, man.
Yeah, which...
Also, rip up to Carl Weathers, the guy who played Chubbs Peterson in Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
What a Life Lived.
Should I talk about the other two I want to watch someday?
Yeah, of course. Go for it.
Akiba Maid Wars, one I've seen people talk about in YouTube video essays before, where it's one that's the maid cafes in Akihabara, but at night they're just actual gang wars.
Nice.
So just shooting each other in the streets. Maid cafes.
We love a good and then Buddy Daddies. Let's let Steven talk about that one because he wants to show us it.
This one, everyone keeps saying it's like Spy Family, but not this. But it's really there was a show I remember back like maybe a couple years ago where it had these two college guys adopt a kid, and it's really just like that, but Yakuza.
Oh, okay.
So should it be interesting?
I mean, the only thing I've seen about that was, how people take, like, screenshots of it and then just meme it. It's one where it's... I know there's, like, one, like, ship talks, like, people, like draw their ships in, where it's like their daughter got into a fight at school, and, like, one guy's really concerned about it, but the other guy's like, did she win? Apparently they just do that in the show.
Nice.
Like, one guy gets concerned about his daughter getting into a fight, but the other guy's like, so, did she win or not?
So...
And the other one that I want to see on that list is Do It Yourself, which I feel like would be one that's kind of up Wade's alley.
Oh, is that about, like, a home repair guy or something?
Yeah, it's one where a girl, just to reconnect with one of her friends, wants to build a shelf or something, so she starts a club at her school for just doing, like, kind of like home repairs, like woodworking, like how to make furniture yourself.
I love it already, but I will say, before we move...
I think I skimmed the Wikipedia page once, and, like, every character's name is just a pun on, like, doing stuff, like, woodworking, ceramics, and stuff. Like.
Nice. But, real quick, before we move on to the next category, it is actually a dereliction of duty that Birdie Wing didn't call it Season 2 The Back Nine. Yeah. That would have been an awesome way to, like,
it should have been the front nine and court 2 with the back nine.
Yeah, and then you do, like, an OVA in the middle and call it The Turn. Birdie Wing at the Turn.
At the clubhouse?
Yeah, well, that's what being at the turn is.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know all the golf terms.
No, it's okay.
I thought Arnold Palmer and Robert Palmer were the same person until, like, a week ago.
We've got a long way to go, folks. But,
yeah, every single time you guys were talking about Arnold Palmer all summer, I thought you were talking about just face it, you're addicted to love guy.
Well, at least you laughed whenever we said it, so...
I didn't realize they were different people.
But in any case, let's move on to Best Animation. This is a really exciting title with some interesting inclusions into it, but... let's go ahead and do it. The nominees are Attack on Titan Final Season, the final chapters, Special 1.
Can we just say Attack on Titan Season 6?
Yes.
Just say the final season.
Yeah.
Just stress final in there.
One more for the road. Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village arc, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Mob Psycho 103, and Trigun Stampede.
If Trigun Stampede wins, I am shooting up Crunchyroll Studio.
She's joking, folks. Only in Minecraft.
I am a huge Trigun the 90s series fan, so I was super excited when Trigun was getting a reboot. Then I saw it looked like a Rooster Teeth original, and
the animation.
They made Vash look like an e-boy.
So can I give my?
I mean, at least Wolfwood.
We'll let her go first.
Probably one of my first crushes when I was 13. Wolfwood. At least he looks kind of the same, but.
So who's your pick? Who's gonna win, and who do you think is actually gonna win?
I hope Mob Psycho Season 3 wins because.
That would be a good
Mob Psycho uses so many animation techniques, like just ink on sand on glass is an animation technique they use for the spirits in it, and only a few people in the world know how to use that kind of art. It's like they're the masters in that kind of art, and they're hired onto that show to do those effects. Yeah. It's an animation technique only a few people in the world know how to do, and that show just doesn't get the respect it deserves.
Fair enough. What do you think's gonna win?
I mean, just from hype alone, probably either Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Trigun Stampede, or maybe Chainsaw Man or Attack on Titan. I feel like
maybe everyone else.
I feel like everybody except Mob Psycho's gonna win.
You know, sometimes it really does. It really can be like that sometimes.
2016, the very first anime awards, it was Mob Psycho on Yuri on Ice. Had Mob Psycho, that's pretty much the better show in every way, getting stamped out compared to Yuri on Ice.
Well, there were a lot
everybody wanted their little yaoi show to win compared to show about an autistic boy learning that his life is his own.
Here. So I agree with Hannah 100%. Here's my picks. The one that I want to win, is actually not my favorite on this list. My favorite on this list is Attack on Titan, but the one that I would want to win is Chainsaw Man, because I think that's just such a intricately animated show.
Yeah, though I feel like people are gonna be mad that it's a CG show.
Yeah, but you know.
They can stuff it.
Yeah, they can stuff it. Like, CG can be really good.
Yeah, they made it look good compared to Trigun Stampede.
Exactly. Trigun Stampede should win shit.
Yeah.
But who do I think's going to win? Probably the one that I've seen, Demon Slayer, would probably win.
Yeah,
but
I'd be happy if Demon Slayer won.
Yeah.
I'd get it.
Or Jujutsu Kaisen, which I wouldn't be unhappy if it won. I just haven't seen it.
Just indifferent to it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
at this point.
So let me cook.
Yep.
So what what I want to win actually probably is a tie between Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen, just because they have their good moments in it when they do their animation, especially with Jujutsu Kaisen recently. They've been
exploded workers.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's literally the only thing I've ever heard about season 2. I'm sorry.
But no, even though they exploit the workers, they've been putting out some good shit. But then again, they kind of when it came to like episode 17 of the series, they kind of started lacking. So I don't think it'll actually win. So that means probably Demon Slayer is going to win, just because I know the people who are probably voting this will take into account the external forces of the show and not the actual state of the animation itself. So I think Chainsaw Man might win. But I think the more likely winner is going to be Demon Slayer, but I really want Chainsaw Man to win.
I do too, obviously.
So let's move on to the next one.
Best character design. So the nominees are Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village arc, Hell's Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Oshinoko, and Trigun Stampede. Hannah, why don't you cook first?
Better not be Trigun Stampede. You turned my boy Vash into an e-boy.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it.
But who do you want to win, and who do you think's gonna win?
I don't know. I mean,
I got it.
I do kind of like the designs in Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah. But do you think that's who's going to win?
Hey, either that or Demon Slayer, but also I could see Oshinoko sweeping everything.
So, from my perspective, the one that I want to win is actually the same as who I think is going to win. From what I have seen, I'm only going off of what I've seen, and that is Demon Slayer. Because one thing you can say about Demon Slayer, whether it's extremely great or even still really great, it's never not been great, folks.
Yeah.
But the character design has always been really intricate and really, like, kind of interesting, even when the villain itself isn't all that great.
I mean, actually, my one take about Demon Slayer is that the manga has its very own unique style, but I still prefer how the anime looks compared to the manga.
Definitely. And I think that Demon Slayer, even in this season, which this season wasn't lacking, I sound kind of like despair. I'm not. I think in this season, the character design really does shine through. So I think this one has a really, really good shot of winning, and I would really love to see it win. I thought about Chainsaw Man for a bit, but some of the demons kind of look too same-ish, and
and kind of hard to say every design stands out when, like, a lot of the characters wear the same outfit.
Yeah, exactly. So
they're all just in the same suit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna settle up and
also,
say.
Also, when I see cosplayers at cons, like, I can never tell whether they're cosplaying Power or 02.
Right. So I'm gonna settle up and say Demon Slayer, Swordfish Village.
Okay, I'm gonna go through this kind of more of analytics. So what I want to win is Chainsaw Man, just because I don't want
Demon Slayer to sweep everything.
Demon Slayer to sweep everything just like they did in 2019, and Trigun and Rooster Teeth deserves nothing after being the sellouts that they are.
I mean, it's not even Rooster Teeth that did it. It's Studio Orange.
No. Studio Orange also does Ruby. It's owned by Rooster Teeth.
Oh, I thought that. I know they did Beastars too, but.
Oh, they did that one too.
Rooster Teeth owned Beastars. You ruined 2 series for me.
Welcome to hell. Anyway, so Chainsaw Man, yeah, I can see the demons being a little same-ish, but the individual characters do have their good points.
I mean, they made Himeno.
Yes. the pirate cougar is what I call her.
The mommy.
Mommy. But Demon Slayer, I can actually, just because Chainsaw Man, I like the character designs. Denji is a good one. Makima is there. Aki is a good character design.
I mean, I haven't seen the Chainsaw Man manga, but I just know Makima has something shady going on about her that's actually kind of hot.
Well, we'll take the story later. But for Demon Slayer, I can probably see that one winning just because of the demons that were made up, like the what the fuck was this? The fourth guy having all those different forms of emotions.
Oh yeah.
That guy can definitely win, and then the fish guy being the fish guy,
which is kind of my linchpin for Demon Slayer winning it. But keep going.
Yeah, the fish guy just like being like a merman in an urn. I can't say anything about Hell's Paradise. Jujutsu Kaisen is currently recycling a lot of the cursed demons right now, so I can't say anything about that. But I do like the man who can just clap and switch places with people, because that's really funny. Oshinoko I could probably see it if the only attraction wasn't the stars in the eyes of the main characters.
Yeah.
And Trigun should go fuck itself. So,
okay.
Demon Slayer's more than likely going to win, but I really want Chainsaw Man.
Fair enough. All right, moving on to Best Director. We have Yuichiro Hayashi for Attack on Titan, the final season. Keiichiro Saito for Bocchi the Rock. We have Ryu Nakayama for Chainsaw Man. Hirotaka Mori for Heavenly Delusion. Shota Goshozono for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. And Daisuke Hiramaki. Daisuke Hiramaki for Oshinoko.
Ryu Nakayama, the director of Chainsaw Man, is the reason why Chainsaw Man Blu-rays have been selling poorly in Japan, because he was outed for being anti-Korean and anti-Chinese on his private Twitter, so he pretty much got canceled in Japan.
Oh no, he's doing the things that all other Asians do. Oh no.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty contentious area, and that kind of, you see that on, you go to that sphere of Twitter and you kind of see that happen.
That's why everybody makes memes that Chainsaw Man only sold 1,000 copies in its opening week compared to Bocchi the Rock that sold 10,000 copies.
Which is still really good. I mean, for Bocchi the Rock. But, Hannah, who do you think will win and who do you want to win? Or reverse that.
I mean, since this is Crunchyroll, which is pretty much just the English-speaking side of anime, I'm pretty sure that the controversy with Chainsaw Man would be irrelevant.
Yeah. So we could actually
But,
not
I mean, I literally only found out the drama of the Chainsaw Man guy through just a random video essay I came across on my YouTube front page.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I'm betting Chainsaw Man has a pretty good chance, and Attack on Titan probably does, and Jujutsu Kaisen and Oshinoko probably. I'm pretty sure Heavenly Delusion probably isn't, since I've never heard of that, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably haven't either.
Fair enough.
But, I mean, I'm just hoping for Bocchi to sweep, man.
Bocchi sweep would be fun.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll say.
I would just die if Bocchi just swept everything.
Yeah. So, for what I want to win is also the same as what I think is going to win. And I'll explain why I think it's going to win. Attack on Titan, the final season, because I think it's... Have either of you two ever seen the movie, well, I know you have. I'll still ask it anyway. Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and Avengers Infinity War.
Neither of them.
I haven't seen Infinity War, but you can definitely do Pirates with me.
Okay, with Pirates 2. The last season of Attack on Titan has the same kind of flow as Pirates of the Caribbean 2. It's just a constant sort of stream of, like, action, but it doesn't feel like you're being rushed, and it doesn't feel like it's like overextending itself. So I think Attack on Titan, the final season, really does have a good shot of winning it. Plus, I would really love to see it win, because I love seeing shows and movies, obviously, that kind of have that energy to it. So I think Attack on Titan, the final season, is going to win.
Okay, so this is Best Director. So for the English-speaking role, it's going to be based on how the show came out in the style. So I think, let's see, Oshinoko, people liked it, but I mean, other than Hannah, I don't really think it's going to do too much. I'm pretty sure Hiramaki does know how to direct, but Oshinoko is just based on the hype. I don't really see too much. So I think I'd go with Attack on Titan through Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen has all of anime, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and just been massive hype just because of the direction with it, how the fight's been choreographed. I think it might have a shot. Heavenly Delusion I haven't seen, so I actually have to include that one too. Nothing against Mori, but I just can't. Chainsaw Man, the direction of that one was pretty good, especially how they handled the Kobeni just going psycho mode.
Yeah.
Just running down the snake, how that was choreographed was really good. Bocchi.
Yeah, the moment when Kobeni finally shows off her power.
Yeah, where she just snaps.
Yeah.
The Bocchi was pretty good just because they were just doing all the different animation styles, all the different how Bocchi did all the different animations. Oh, we're gonna laugh at Wade. Nope. So put on the top. There you go.
Sorry, having Wade figure out how to use our
Flip
bottle
it
opener.
Flip it over. Yep. Now put the curve. Yep. There you go. That's $28 well spent.
Yeah. we have a kind of quirky bottle opener that we like having people try to figure out how to use.
Anyway.
You still have beer left in this one too.
I know.
So Bocchi, I do think the director, Saito, really did a good job with all the different animation styles and how they dealt with that. And then Attack on Titan, like Wade said, compared it to Pirates 2. I mean, I haven't seen Attack on Titan, the final chapters yet. So I'll have to trust Wade on that one.
It's so good. Both of y'all should watch it.
And for the Attack on Titan finale, did they do the original ending or the revised ending of the manga? Because I remember when the original ending came out and my brother
Spoilers.
telling me how much it sucked.
It does a different version of that ending.
Okay. So it doesn't do the genocide is okay ending?
It wasn't the genocide's okay. It's just the Eren turns into a fucking bird.
Yeah.
But for best director,
Genocide is okay because he didn't kill everybody.
Anyway, so best director, I think for who I want to win, Hayashi and Nakayama. For me personally, have a good tie.
Okay.
But who I think is gonna win is probably gonna be Hayashi. Let's move on to.
So Hayashi meaning for Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's the people who are gonna win.
Okay. For best cinematography, we have Attack on Titan, the final season, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village Arc, Heavenly Delusion, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Vinland Saga Season 2.
I mean, I'm hoping Chainsaw Man wins because the director's vision of it was to film it like a movie.
Yeah.
You can tell watching Chainsaw Man just seems like a Tarantino film.
It even references a couple of Tarantino films.
Yeah, the opening's just a bunch of movie references.
Yeah, which I really loved.
Yeah, if that doesn't win for cinematography.
So the one you want to win is Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
Who do you think will win? Like, if it's different from Chainsaw Man.
Probably either Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, or Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay,
honestly.
fair enough. I mean, it could be a three-way tie, but...
I mean, I haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, I just know it's the popular thing right now, so I'm... having it be a public vote, I'm betting Jujutsu Kaisen will probably sweep.
So, for best cinematography, the one that I want to win is also the one... Well, actually, no, it's separate. The one that I want to win is Vinland Saga Season 2, because I think that is a really beautifully, well-shot show. I can't even describe it to you. You have to actually go in, because they do all these beautiful, vista shots, and they're close-ups on characters where every sort of detail of what they're going through is, really detailed, conveyed well.
I did forget there's one scene from Vinland Saga that was a pretty big meme around the time that I have no enemies.
Yeah.
Which was apparently a very emotional scene from it.
And that scene is done very beautifully in the show.
People just use that shot for just a bunch of other contexts. I have no enemies.
Yeah. But the one that I think probably is going to win is Attack on Titan, which obviously I would not be mad if Attack on Titan won. But I think that one would have it because it's still got a good shot regardless of, whether or not I think it should win. I still think that it has a good shot of winning. So that's what I'll say. What I want to win, Vinland Saga. What I think is going to win, Attack on Titan.
You know what? Interesting thing is, for cinematography, I think I have a little bit of an opposite direction of you. I think Vinland Saga, I'm going to do what I think is going to win and then what I hope is going to win. What I think is going to win is going to be Vinland Saga just because of what I've seen people post and just say how it has the most beautiful stuff. Because Attack on Titan, some people think it's just widescreen vistas with genocide in the background. That's what I've heard people say about it.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, I think the novelty of that is actually kind of waning a little bit, even though it's still good.
It is still very, very good.
I can't say anything but Heavenly Delusion. Maybe
people probably at this point are just thinking Demon Slayer's just too overexposed.
Maybe. But I think, what I think is going to win is going to be Vinland Saga. What I want to win is going to be Attack on Titan. Even though I haven't seen it, I'm trusting Wade on it since he compared it to Pirates 2. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. So we're going to go down to... Oh, jeez, there's a lot.
So we're moving on to Best Art Direction.
Yes.
So Best Art Direction, we have Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village Arc, Hell's Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen, Oshinoko, and Zom 100.
Let's go ahead and block out...
So pretty much just the same as Anime of the Year, kind of.
Let's go ahead and block out Hell's Paradise and Zom 100 because we haven't touched those with football.
So,
and I only know Oshinoko based on memes and just people in the idol community talking about it.
So, Best Art Direction, the one that I want to win would probably be Chainsaw Man, just because of, I know I dinged it on character design, but I think it's a beautifully, kind of like what Hannah was saying, it's a very sort of cinematic anime, and I do know the director came into it with kind of an eye of doing it as a film, so I think the art direction really lends itself to kind of having a cinematic look to it, so I think that's why I want it to win. What I think will win would probably be Demon Slayer, because the art direction has not wavered really from any of the previous seasons. So I think that one, and plus it's like, one of the more popular shows. So I think that one will have it. I think that one will take it, but I could be wrong, obviously.
Yeah. I'll say if Chainsaw Man or Demon Slayer win, I'd be happy. That's really all I have to say about it.
So best art direction, I think people will be still salty about Chainsaw Man being 3D.
Yeah.
People really love their 2D. Demon Slayer might get it just because it's Demon Slayer. Jujutsu Kaisen has been going up just because of their special effects used. Whatever energy they have around their hands really looks pretty good. I'm not sure about Oshinoko. I can't really say too much about it, but
I only know I know a little bit about the plot. That's really all I know. I haven't actually seen the anime enough to know how the actual animation is.
But so what I think will win is probably going to be Demon Slayer, but much like Wade, I want Chainsaw Man to win.
Yeah, definitely. So the next category is best romance. We're gonna skip that because we
haven't seen any of these. I just want Horimiya to win because Horimiya is the only show I've seen the only show we've seen of this. But we're talking about Horimiya, the missing pieces on here, which is just the bits of the Horimiya manga that had to be cut out of the actual anime series.
Yeah,
but I want Tomo-chan to win because that abridged series is fucking hilarious.
So we're gonna move on to
the only bit of Tomo-chan as a girl that I actually know is that Sally Amaki, who's she's actually the host of the Anime Awards for last year, and then this year she's a voice actress that she's Japanese, but she was born and raised in California. Oh, cool. And then she went back to Japan and became a voice actress for anime there, so she knows English and Japanese. So
cool.
So she, for the dub of Tomo-chan as a girl, she voiced an American girl in that, so she did the dub in both Japanese and English.
So we're gonna move on.
I like her for that.
We're gonna move on to best comedy.
Best comedy.
Yeah.
And this one I think. So for best comedy, we have the nominations are Bocchi the Rock, Buddy Daddies, Mashal, Magic and Muscles, Spy Family, and Urusei Yatsura, and Zom 100. So,
I remember Urusei Yatsura getting a bunch of hype when it was just coming out, but when it was announced to come out, because that's an adaptation of an anime that came out in, like, the 80s or 90s. It's one of the classic animes about a normal human guy meeting an alien girl, but the alien girl falling in love with him, but that's like, the girl you see of the girl with green hair, horns, and the leopard print bikini. Yeah, they did a modern adaptation of that. I remember getting a bunch of hype when it was coming out, but when it aired, I heard nobody talk about it ever again.
So which one do you want to win, and which one do you think will win?
Bocchi the Rock and Spy Family are the only ones I've actually seen, so I'm betting Spy Family will win since that's the one that's got the most hype.
Yeah.
I've seen, but if Spy Family or Bocchi won, I'd be happy.
So I will say that I think who will win is Spy Family, and who I would want to win is actually not Bocchi the Rock. I would want Spy Family to win that. Not anything really against Bocchi the Rock. It's just I don't really think of Bocchi the Rock as much of a comedy. It's kind of
more like a character drama.
It's more of a slice of life character comedy drama.
Yeah. I consider it more of a music genre anime.
Yeah,
yeah. How like Love Live and stuff, they're more under the music genre than slice of life.
Bocchi's great. Don't get me wrong. It's just I don't think that it necessarily qualifies as much as a comedy. So I will put Spy Family.
Best comedy.
Yeah. So I will put Spy Family as kind of as who I think will win and should win.
I don't know if Mashal has just been getting a bunch of hype, or if I just only see Mashal everywhere because I follow Alex Lee on Instagram, and Instagram is like my main social media at this point, so, and I know he voices the main character. Alex Lee's like the main character in everything at this point, so
Okay.
So I've been seeing like him hyping up Mashal and solo leveling and stuff because he's the main character in those.
Right.
So,
Alright, so what I think...
I don't know if it's actually popular or if I just see it because I hype up because I follow the voice actor.
So what I think, best comedy, I can't really say anything about Spy Family. I don't know.
You haven't seen Spy Family?
Yeah, no, I have not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to catch you up.
Maybe. Anyway, so we're gonna go from at the top. So what I think is gonna win and what I hope to win is actually gonna be Mashal. Just
Okay.
because the concept of the show is just like One Punch Man, but the guy can't use magic and just punches everything really fucking hard. Also, the second season OP has been every other reel on my Instagram.
Okay.
Is that where Cheepy Cheepy Choppa Choppa comes from?
No, it's not. That was Spanish.
Oh.
Oh well, thanks for clearing that up, though.
Yeah. So I just remember when you'd watch your Instagram reels right next to me every time we were waking up in the morning. I'd just hear Cheepy Cheepy Choppa Choppa.
That song does get
doobie,
overused a lot.
It is in everything.
Boom 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 boom.
But
I do like that song, though.
Okay, Mashal Sweep. Let's do it. Okay, so for the next category, Best Action, we should be able to comment on this pretty well. The nominees are Attack on Titan, the final season, Bleach, 1,000 Year War, the separation, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village arc, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, and One Piece. The one that I think is going to win is also the one that I hope wins, Chainsaw Man. Like, the action in that is just immaculately directed. As much as I love Attack on Titan, the actual action in Chainsaw Man is so creative and inventive that I think that it should win, and I think it will win because of how popular it is. I know factoring in popularity for an award show is kind of a bad taste, but I think it really has a shot.
I mean, honestly, this is just a popularity contest.
It is kind of a popularity,
Yeah.
but I think that if it won, I would think it would be well deserved.
And I'm betting it's going to be either Chainsaw Man, Attack on Titan, or Demon Slayer, which... Can I give my little take on One Piece right now?
Sure.
Okay. I don't know that many people that are into One Piece, like, actually caught up to it. I know my two best friends from high school, Sarah and Wyatt, they actually made their New Year's resolution to watch One Piece. So I've just been seeing in our little friend group chat just like every few days just which arc they're on now. But I'm betting they're like 10 years behind where the series is now.
Well, if they start, they're more like 30.
Yeah, so I don't think many One Piece fans are actually caught up to One Piece. So I don't know if they'd be able to correctly vote on this.
Well, you'd be surprised.
I mean, if you have the dedication and willpower, I mean, go for it.
If you're willing to spend the next 10 years just not being employed, just spend an entire, like, few years getting caught up on a show, then...
Fair enough. But who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
I mean, Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer are the only ones of these I've seen, so I'd be happy if either of them win, but if Attack on Titan or Jujutsu Kaisen won too, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, fair enough.
Here's where Steven really needs to cook. So, best action, who I want to win is going to be pretty sure, but who I think will win is going to be kind of an analysis version of this. Who I want to win is Chainsaw Man, just because, again, like Wade said, the action choreographed is fantastic. So who I think will win? So this is gonna be based on like Twitter, which is a garbage of the garbage site. Anime TikTok, which makes its way onto like YouTube and Instagram Reels. Everyone is really trying to vie for One Piece because of Gear 5 and his Toon Force, which basically turns everything into a Lupin the Third, but One Piece. Maybe I think Jujutsu Kaisen has a shot, but everyone's probably going to be voting for One Piece who watched Jujutsu Kaisen 2 anyway. Attack on Titan, I haven't seen much support for Attack on Titan, so I don't think it's going to get any shot. Neither is Bleach, just because...
I thought Bleach was over by this point.
I remember the new season of Bleach just getting voted like the top of my anime list, like best of animes ever, but then just nobody ever actually talking about it.
Yeah. Chainsaw Man, the action, yeah, really good. Demon Slayer, it hasn't really dropped in quality. Let's be honest.
I mean, there's literally only one season. There's no drop in quality to be seen.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, they did announce a movie for Reize getting introduced, but that movie hasn't come out yet, so we can't even really see a drop in quality yet, if there even is one.
But just based on all this, who's more than likely gonna win it? I think will more than likely be Demon Slayer. But what's gonna happen is that the One Piece fanboys are gonna get so amped up about One Piece actually having a selection that I think more One Piece is gonna win. So it could be a tie between Demon Slayer and One Piece, but if I had to put bets on it, I'd say Demon Slayer.
Fair enough. So moving on to Best Fantasy, really the only one on there that we've seen is Demon Slayer. I mean, you've seen Mashal too, so
I've seen season 1, haven't voted season 2 yet.
I mean, I have seen like 2 or 3 episodes of the first season of Ranking of Kings.
Do we want to skip over this? I mean, I don't want to go over 245.
I know my mother's favorite anime is The Ancient Magus Bride.
That's cool.
But I think we can probably skip over this one.
And I think my mom, I think Elias is my mom's husbando, the guy with like the cow skull mask.
Nice.
Let's go ahead to Best Drama since
so for Best Drama, so we have Attack on Titan, Heavenly Delusion, My Happy Marriage, Oshinoko, To Your Eternity Season 2, and Vinland Saga Season 2. So for me, who I want to win is Vinland Saga Season 2.
Yeah, I'm voting for Vinland Saga just because I loved Season 1 so much, and I'm betting Season 2 did not drop the ball compared to Season 1.
You're not wrong. But who I think would win... You know what? I'll go out on a limb. Well, actually, no. Who I think will win will probably be Attack on Titan.
Yeah. I mean, To Your Eternity is one. I know Hikaru Utada that did the music for Kingdom Hearts, did the music for To Your Eternity, but I will never watch To Your Eternity because everything I've ever heard about is that every episode will tear your heart out. It just seems like
it's one of those shows.
It just seems like sadness porn. So
okay.
I will never watch it.
It's not to be a nerd out here. Funny fact is, I don't think she really did music for Kingdom Hearts up until 3. Those were.
What about that one song that just sounds like she's just mashing syllables together?
That was an extra on one of her EPs.
Oh, that was just some random song they picked out, and it's like, okay, translate it to English.
Oh wait,
Like,
no, that one was specifically made for 3.
Oh.
The intro for 3 and the exit for 3 were specifically made for that, but the other ones were just remixes of songs she already made.
Okay.
I know Utada's non-binary after Kingdom Hearts 3 came out because she wanted to be separate from the series, but blah 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 blah. We're not going to talk about that. Best drama, I think, I think I want Attack on Titan to win. But I think Vinland Saga is going to fucking sweep this one. I just can't. Sadness Porn is Sadness Porn. Oshinoko, I don't think many people remember that since I came out early 23.
No, I'm on Idol Twitter. Everybody talks about Oshinoko.
Yeah, but that's like one self.
Well, Idol Instagram and kind of Facebook, because whenever I see Facebook, the only posts I see are like Seiyu appreciation posts, and it's all Oshinoko. It's all Oshinoko.
Okay, well then again, since idol stuff, I might have a little bit up, but I think Vinland Saga fucking takes it. But I want Attack on Titan to win just to make people who watch Vinland Saga kind of cry a little bit.
Okay, point of order here. We're not really going to have a lot to work with in the best slice of life. Bocchi the Rock is up there. I would say Bocchi the Rock should be like best slice of life of, and I think has like a good shot.
I appreciate Horimiya and Do It Yourself and Skip and Loafer, probably shows I have on my to watch list, but yeah.
For now, we'll just
best slice of life, Bocchi the Rock is the only one we've seen.
So let's move on to best main character. The nominees are
Bocchi,
Hitori Goto, from Bocchi the Rock, Denji from Chainsaw Man, Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, Mob from Mob Psycho 103, Monkey D. Luffy, sorry.
Dear God, he almost got us crucified with that one.
One Piece, and Thorfinn from Vinland Saga Season 2. So
I could picture all of these.
Oh yeah, all of them probably have a good shot of winning. The one that I want to win is Thorfinn, who I think actually will win. I think actually Bocchi will win. The reason I think Bocchi has a good shot of winning,
she's become a huge part of meme culture.
She's an icon now.
Yeah.
Like when you see Pink with like the blue and yellow like cubes next to it,
blue, yellow, and pink.
That's just Bocchi. So I think Bocchi has become such an iconic character that I think that she has a good shot of winning. But the one that I want to win is Thorfinn from Vinland Saga Season 2. Because Thorfinn actually used to be my least favorite character from Vinland Saga Season 1. Compared to Season 2, he's my absolute favorite. That... Spoiler, but not really.
In Season 1, he was just like an edgy teenager, but in Season 2, he's an adult that now just
gets
realizes...
a chance to reflect, that's all I'll say.
Pretty much everything he did as a teenager was for nothing.
And also, while we're on the subject, Hitori Bocchi.
Like, no, you can't call her that. Bocchi, I kind of like it. You like that?
Anyway, Hannah?
I want Mob to win because I want Mob Psycho to win something. Mob is such a good boy, and even if the author intended it or not, he is a good autism icon.
Fair enough.
It's like the whole plot of Mob Psycho is that he has super psychic powers, like the best psychic powers compared to anybody in the world, but his whole friendship with Reagan is that Reagan pretty much just tells him that can't let your psychic powers define you. Like, you have to learn to be your own person. Like don't let your powers be the only thing about you. Which just leads him to join, like, the fitness club at his school. Which, like, that is, like, a fun part of Mob Psycho that some people talk about. Which I still need to show you guys Mob Psycho sometime, but it's a whole arc where, like, Mob just decides to join the fitness club to join them, but instead of, like, the jocks just, like rejecting this little nerdy, wimpy kid, they just accept him with open arms and just celebrate every victory he gets.
Nice. But who do you think will win? Like, based on these nominations?
I mean, just... let's face it, the anime awards are just a popularity contest, so... I'm just betting by either Denji, Eren, or Luffy.
Fair enough.
Okay, Steven's gonna do some analyzing again. Who I want to win is gonna be Denji. Who I think will win,
Like how Denji's just a super powerful guy, but his only motivation is just to touch boobs and actually live.
King.
Based King. But who I think will actually win, let's see. Even with the revised ending, people didn't like how Attack on Titan ended, so I don't think it's gonna really matter. No one really cares about Mob Psycho from what I've seen.
And also,
so it's probably gonna.
And also, another thing about Mob Psycho is that it got its perfect conclusion, where just the manga author, it's the author of One Punch Man, she knew how he wanted Mob Psycho to end, and just ended it perfectly, where it could just be 3 12-episode seasons of anime, boom, just complete story.
Fair enough.
Boom.
Yeah, but like I was saying, Luffy's probably going to win just because of all the One Piece fans.
One Piece fans are a cult.
Yes, actually, yes they are.
Fair enough.
Let's move on to best supporting character.
So, who we have? We have Reagan from Mob Psycho 103.
Which kind of one of the reasons...
let him finish.
Hannah, I'm just reading...
I mean, it was just something about Reagan.
Well, can I read the...
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Reagan from Mob Psycho 103, Hanga Zoe from Attack on Titan, Kana Arima from Oshinoko, Power from Chainsaw Man, and then Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, and Suguru Geto from Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2.
And let it rip.
And one of the reasons I want to show you guys Mob Psycho is because I feel like Reagan is a very Wade character.
Oh, I've heard a lot of... You told me about him over it.
I feel like he'd be a literally you if you ever watched the show.
Well, you're going to show us the show someday.
Someday.
So yeah, I'll probably vibe with that. I mean, you've appraised characters for me and Steven, and we both like them. So, I'll just give my best supporting character because the one that I want to win, I don't even care who wins, but who I want to win is Hunga Zoe because she's my best girl from Attack on Titan. So I'm sorry, fuck everyone else except for Reagan. Reagan probably be my
Here,
guy.
I need to go to the bathroom, but my vote is for Reagan.
Fuck everyone else. Hunga Zoe, please, 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 let me have this Lord.
I thought it was Hanji, but alright.
I might be saying it wrong.
Alright, so, who I think is gonna win and who's going to win is gonna be Gojo. I got 1000%. The Yoraimo, meme that was going around, and the I will win meme that's been going around.
Okay.
Too powerful to go around. Also, Gojo reminds a lot of people of Kakashi from Naruto, since a lot of people who watch Jujutsu Kaisen are a bunch of Naruto fans anyway.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's going to be Gojo. There's nothing else you can really say. Also, Gojo is overpowered as fuck.
Nice.
So, supporting character, yeah, it's definitely going to be Gojo. I think Geto's is the absolute meat house, brick house guy who, whenever he claps, he can position two different objects and switch them. So, there's also a meme. I was like, I can't remember the song, but it's like one of those 80s songs that people use.
Oh, it could be.
I think it's like something by Wham, but I'll have to find it.
Last Christmas?
No, that's Christmas. It was I mean, I'll have to
I only know 3 Wham songs.
I said I think. I could be completely wrong, and I'll have to show you it later. Yeah, but I think Gojo is definitely getting it just because of just how much of a meme force he is.
Okay. So are we good on... So who...
It's Gojo.
You think Gojo's gonna win? Okay.
The meme force with him is too much.
Okay. So now we're gonna move on to the must protect at all cost characters, which is a very modern sort of category. And also, folks, I might want to say, because we're kind of in the weeds with this award show, depending on how we're feeling, we might split this episode into 2 parts, depending on where we start talking about the anime awards. That just might be the way it goes. So, for must protect at all cost characters, the nominees are Anya Forger from Spy Family, Hitori Goto, aka Bochi from Bochi the Rock, Boji, I swear to God, that's the next nominee,
Boji.
from Ranking of Kings, Miri Unasaka from Buddy Daddies, Pochita from Chainsaw Man, and Suleta Mercury from Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury.
Well, Pochita isn't protected in Chainsaw Man, so are they really going to be protected anyway?
Pochita literally gets fused in the first episode.
Yeah, someone dropped the ball there, but who I think's going to win, Anya, who I want to win, well, she's right here. Bochi.
I mean, I would vote Bochi, but it's more funny when Bochi gets put in danger.
So yeah, the one who I think's gonna win is Anya, but who I think, who I would like to win is Bochi from Bochi the Rock.
The one who I hope to win is actually Boji from Ranking of Kings, because I haven't even finished Ranking of Kings. I've only seen the first few episodes of season 1, but yeah, that's a show I want to finish. I just want to watch it with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Boji is so adorable. It's just a little guy he's supposed to be the supposed to be the first in line to the throne after his father dies to become king, but because he's deaf and small and kind of disabled, that his brother and kind of the queen kind of steal it from him just because they don't think he's fit for it, but he ends up going on an adventure with and gains a bunch of allies just because he's just such a nice person that just kind of proves that he is fit to be king despite everything.
We love a short king also.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with
Such
Wade.
a good boy.
Yeah, I'm with Wade. Anya's more than likely going to win, but I want Bochi to win. Also, as another point of order, do you kind of just want to maybe start kind of skipping around a little bit?
Sure, but we could start with best anime song.
Yeah, I was thinking we could probably do a little bit next, but then the next part is just going to be voice actors from different countries, and we could probably...
Yeah, we could probably...
Yeah, we're almost done in the stuff that we can actually contribute to.
Yeah, that's why I was proposing splitting this.
Once it gets to best voice actor English, and that's where we cut it off.
Okay. So, best anime song. Ooh, there's some good ones here. Idol by Yoasobi.
Yoasobi?
Yeah, Hannah's going to help me out with pronunciation here. For Oshinoko, Kickback by Kenshi Yonezu for Chainsaw Man. Seishun Complex. Kasoku Band for Bocchi the Rock. Suzume, Rad Wimps featuring Toaka from the film Suzume. Where Our Blue Is from Tatsuya Kitani for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, and Work by Ringo. Hey, Ringo! Ringo, Sheena, and Millennium Parade, Hell's Paradise.
I haven't heard any of her songs, but Ringo Sheena is apparently a really popular Japanese pop singer, which I know like every J-pop artist I see their Wikipedia page for, they say they're influenced by Ringo Sheena, so I'm surprised she's even still in the industry.
Did she ever sing about an octopus? But
it's actually funny enough, I did know a Japanese girl once at one point in my life, and she said that Ringo from the Beatles actually did like apple juice ads in Japan because Ringo means apple in Japanese.
Of course he did. That is such a Ringo move.
That is a Ringo move.
But we are not talking about the Beatles, even though I would love to talk about the Beatles. But in any case, who I think should win. I mean, honestly, there's some really good songs on there. Even songs from anime that I have not watched, like I've heard some of these songs are really fucking good. Who I think should win? Oh god, it's who I think should win and who I think will win. It's kind of a tie between the Kasoku Band song from Bocchi the Rock and the Rad Wimp song from Suzume. I mean, I could go either way on both of those, because both those songs are just so good. And Rad Wimps always brings it whenever they do a Shinkai film, and Kasoku Band is just excellent. So I'll say I'll say that I'm kind of at an impasse here.
I mean, I am 99% sure Idol by Yoasobi's gonna win because that's like the big meme at this point is that song. And yeah, I know Yoasobi got a bunch of hype even before Oshinoko because they did that song Racing Into the Night, like Yoro ni Kakeru, which like I know Yoasobi got famous pretty recently for just doing songs based on books. And yeah, they got famous for one song and then did the Oshinoko opening, which made them even more famous. But yeah, I'm betting either Kickback or Seishun Complex. I'm hoping those win because, I mean, Seishun Complex is pretty much the song I sing in the shower every day because for some reason that song gets stuck in my head just
so
every
good.
time I'm in the shower for some reason.
It's so good.
That explains some early mornings.
Yeah, do you hear me sing that song a lot?
If I'm up, mother. The answer is yes.
Hannah, you don't have to worry. I sing Oasis in the shower all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And the Beatles.
I'm also hoping Kickback wins too because
Kickback
that song is amazing, and also I have to stand Kenshi Onezu for both having the same birthday as me too, but also being the Vocaloid producer Hachi.
Oh, right.
Did Matryoshka, Donut Hole, and a bunch of other classic Vocaloid songs were because of him.
So I will say...
So he was both somebody I stand when I was 13 and somebody I stand when I'm 23.
I will say,
So,
Kickback winning would be a big win, too. Even though I want Suzume to win.
Alright, so for me, I think Idol probably, maybe, if it's as big as Idol people say, but from like the general sense of what I'm picking up from the general anime stuff,
we're on different sides of the internet.
Yes, yeah, but I think mainly where people source their anime information from is the usual anime Twitter and anime TikTok now. So I haven't heard Idol as much as I've heard Kickback, Seishun Complex, and Suzume. I think Suzume has a chance. I want Kickback to win. I think Kickback I want to win and is going to win, just because of how much it sets the tone for Chainsaw Man. And Suzume was just it became a top 50 hit in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, my thing was
a month and a half before the movie came out.
And thing with Suzume is that I loved Suzume as a movie. I never actually listened to the songs outside the movie, so I don't remember how the songs actually go.
Yeah, I would say Suzume may take it, but I think Kickback is more than likely going to win, and I want that to win too. So I think we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 more things before we're completely done here. So best score, best opening, best ending, and best English VAs.
Okay.
Are we gonna do best Japanese VAs
We should do Japanese
VA.
We'll we can
Japanese.
split this later. It's not a big deal. But so for best score, from what I understand, so for best score, we have Attack on Titan, the final season, Bocchi the Rock, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village, Oshinoko, and Suzume. So this is one of the ones where all of us, well, okay, not all of us have seen. Well, actually, yes, all of us have seen most of what's
we've seen
on this
all
list.
of these except for Oshinoko.
Yeah. God, and it's such a toss.
I mean, since we've seen all of these, I'd be happy if everything except Oshinoko won.
Yeah, and you've seen Oshinoko, so you'd probably be okay if any of them won.
Yeah.
Wait, you've seen Oshinoko?
Clips. So
okay, never mind. I got confused. I'm
sorry.
It's
alright. But honestly,
I only know Oshinoko from people on Idol Instagram talking about it. And the few... Anytime I log into Facebook, like, for some reason, just Seiyu posts are the only thing that come up on my Facebook, so I've just seen Oshinoko stuff pop up on that.
Right, okay.
All right.
Steven?
So, what I think I can speak for all of us, because, I can't speak for all of us per se, because who I want to win is Chainsaw Man, mainly because Kickback kind of carries it.
True.
What I think is going to win is probably going to be Demon Slayer, just because everyone really loves the music in Demon Slayer. Suzume only has 2 songs, so you can't really do much of a score with 2 songs, can you?
I mean, I kind of did like the part where they were in that one guy's car and he just kept
the
playing like
J-pop
City
too.
Pop
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
Yeah, that was a
City
good
pop.
one.
Okay, maybe so it has a little bit more city, like 80s city pop in them, but
Yeah.
those songs people are going to remember for like 2 of them. Bocchi didn't exactly make too much of a mark. I mean, it made a big impact when it came out, but ever since
Yeah,
then,
I mean, Guitar Loneliness and Blue Planet and Ano Band are the songs everybody talks about from that.
Yeah. I was going to say, initially, I was kind of wanting Bocchi the Rock to win, but the thing is, Bocchi the Rock is more of... It doesn't really have a musical score. It's more like a selection of rock songs from this band, and that's not really a score, per se.
Apparently that one song they play at the end credits is just a cover of a Asian Kung Fu Generation song, which, actually, fun fact, all the members of Kasoku Band, their last names are just the members of Asian Kung Fu Generation. Like, but like Goto's the last name of like the rhythm guitarist lead singer, and Kita's their lead guitarist, Yamada's their bassist, and whatever Nijika's last name is their drummer's last name.
Nice. So what I think should win, or what I think should win, honestly, I don't like score is not really something I do pay attention to it, but it's like it really just depends on like distance.
Only if the song is really good that I notice the background music.
So
really.
I'll say what I think should win is the same as what I think should win is Attack on Titan, but I think what is going to win will probably be Demon Slayer. That's my take.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah, I'm in agreement for that.
Alright, let's go through best opening sequence.
Like the best like animated opening.
Yeah. Well, it's actually the best OP, which we could include the sequence, but it's mainly focused on song.
No, I think this one's focused on the sequence.
Okay, fair enough. Idol by Yoasobi for Oshinoko. Innocent Arrogance by Bish for Heavenly Delusion. Kickback for Chainsaw Man.
Kenshi Yonezu.
Yeah, Kenshi Yonezu. Song of the Dead, Kanabun for Zom 100, I'm sorry. Where Our Blue Is, Tatsuya Kitani for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, and Work from Ringo Shina and Millennium Parade for Hell's Paradise.
So let me do a point of order on this one, because I think the only one we've seen on this one has been Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. I mean, I have heard of Bish before for this, because
let's just call it...
it's either Bis or Bish, where the... I think Bish is a spin-off of BIS, with BIS, which is the idol unit that's famous for being controversial idols, which I do know they filmed a music video where they're running naked through Aokigahara, the suicide forest.
Oh.
Yeah, they're just famous, they're anti-idols.
Oh, so it's okay when they do it, but when Jake Paul does it.
Yeah.
They're just Logan. Who's just counting?
famous for just being... like, doing everything that an idol shouldn't do.
So...
which kind of makes me stand them a little bit, even though I haven't heard any of their music.
Should we just call it for Kickback and call it a day?
Yeah,
since it
Kickback.
Kind of references a whole lot of good movies.
Yeah.
Like Pulp Fiction, Angel
The Big
Noel.
Lebowski, where they're doing the bowling ball thing.
Yeah. So, the best ending sequence, we've seen a bit more of these. So, for best ending sequence, we have Akari from Soshi Sakiyama for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Happiness of the Dead for Shiyui for Zom 100, oh Jesus, Hawatari
Nyoku Senti, 200 million centimeter long blades by Maximum the Hormone for Chainsaw Man. I don't remember which episode that was the ending theme for.
Koi Kagari from Melee, and Man with a Mission, Demon Slayer, Swords of Village.
I do love Man with a Mission, though.
Mephisto, Queen Bee, Oshinoko, Color from Yama for Spy Family Season 1.
I mean, the Spy Family endings are pretty good. Are those the ones where Anya was dancing?
I'll say this. I loved every single Chainsaw Man ending, so I'll say Chainsaw Man is what I want to
I mean, the only Chainsaw Man ending theme I can remember off the top of my head is the in episode 1 Chainsaw Blood by Vondi, which that's the one that really sticks with me that I have on my Spotify playlist.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember which episode 200 million centimeter long blades was. I mean, I only know Maximum the Hormone from the Death Note opening with the What's Up People one.
Oh, yeah.
Though, I do love Man with a Mission, though, so I'd probably vote for them for the Demon Slayer.
It is ending number 3 for the Chainsaw Man one.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't remember that one.
And if I have to say this, I actually am kind of split between two of these. Actually, no, it's actually just... now, the Man with the Mission one is actually kind of good, and I took a listen to that. I just want the Chainsaw Man one to win because Maximum Hormone's the one that did the Frieza song from the Dragon Ball movie with Resurrection F.
I mean, actually, my funny story with Maximum the Hormone said I remember when I was like 14, when I was like a little edgy teenager, when time it came with me and my friends were just having a conversation about what the sound of our soul is. And I said that mine was the Death Note and the Madoka Magica opening played at the same time.
Nice.
one of them actually did put "What's Up, People" and "Connect" just playing at the same time. It's like the cute little magical girl anime opening played at the same time as the Screamo song.
Nice.
But yeah, back from the Hormones, the one that did Frieza. That was Resurrection after Dragon Ball Super. So I kind of want them to win just because I kind of did get snubbed when Dragon Ball Super when that movie came out.
Yeah.
Because what was that? What was that year that movie came out? Like
18, I thought.
2018. Or 2019. Maybe?
Yeah, it was 2019 because they got snubbed by Yuri on Ice.
Oh, 2019 would be Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah, one of those fucking.
At 2016 was the Yuri on Ice year.
Oh okay. Yeah, they got snubbed by Demon Slayer because everyone loved Demon Slayer.
No, Man with a Mission is the band where they all play in wolf masks and just they have the backstory that they were wolf clones cloned in Jimi Hendrix's basement.
Nice. I love that. I love them already.
And that they sing a lot of lyrics in English even though they're Japanese.
Nice.
Alright, so let's move on to our last two of the night.
Best voice artist performance by a Japanese voice actor. We have Atsumi Tanizaki for Anya Forger in Spy Family, Kikunosuke Toya for Denji in Chainsaw Man, Mayumi Tanaka for Luffy in One Piece, Yoshino Aoyama for Bocchi in Bocchi the Rock, Yuki Kaji for Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan the final season, and Yuichi Nakamura for Satoru Gojo in Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
I mean, anybody who follows me on Instagram remembers when I went on this rant, but like Bocchi deserves to win because in episode 4 of Bocchi the Rock, when everybody tells Bocchi to make an Instagram and she just has that convulsion on the floor and does that one scream. A lot of people thought that was just digital effects to make that scream, but no. Yoshino Aoyama just did that scream in the booth and apparently it freaked out everybody that was there with her. Like, even the directors had to step away and go, yo, what the fuck was that? But
yeah.
No, she just knew how to do that and just ripped that out for that scene. And
yeah,
I feel like she deserves to win just for that.
That was a really good performance, and that's like, admittedly, besides Attack on Titan, that's the only one of these shows that I have seen that I watched all of these in Japanese, so I can actually speak. I would say that...
I mean, Bocchi the Rock doesn't even have an English dub yet.
That's true. That is true.
I also could have sworn I showed you guys Chainsaw Man in English.
Yeah, we did watch it in English.
Yeah. So I didn't actually watch Chainsaw Man.
I mean, I think the first time I watched it in Japanese, but when we watched it, I watched the dub with you. So
here's what I'll say. I actually am in agreement with Hannah that Yoshino
Aoyama. When AO was together makes the ow sound.
Yeah, Aoyama should win for Bocchi the Rock. But I will say that Atsumi Tanizaki, she is an actual child, right?
No, she's grown. She just knows how to do the child voice well.
Okay, well...
Which, actually, fun fact, Free Run, that anime that's popular now with, like, the white-haired elf girl.
Yeah.
She does the elf in that.
Okay, well...
She is Free Run in that.
Okay. Well,
she has a range.
That's a credit to her, because she does such a goddamn good child voice that I almost thought she was this was like a child that they had brought into the booth. So, I'll say...
Yeah, I think she's, like, 29.
Okay, well, good for her. She has, like, really good acting chops. But I will say that I think that Yoshino for Bocchi should win. But who I think will win? You know what? I'll make a bold claim and say the same, that Yoshino for Bocchi will win.
So Yuki Kaji, I do love that. No, I think it's like Disney no Oji-sama that they call it, where it's Japanese voice actors doing Disney princess song, like Japanese male voice actors singing Disney princess songs. That Yuki Kaji singing "Part of Your World" is probably the best one that comes out of that. Like, I just listen to that casually.
Yuki Kaji is a great actor, and he gives a great performance as Eren. The problem is, this is kind of a spoiler, except not really. Yuki Kaji isn't really in the final season that much. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like the
The
whatever,
final season more focused on everybody else reacting
Exactly.
to Aaron's antics than
exactly. So
Yeah.
I'll stake my claim on
it's more everybody trying to stop Aaron from doing what he's doing.
yeah. So I'll stake my claim on Bochi.
Okay, I'm gonna be different then.
Actually, for context, Wade is messing with my Bochi Nesso right now. Whenever he says
Yeah.
Bochi, he's just playing around with my Bochi Nesso.
Alright, so for me, I'm gonna say that while all these are good, I have heard some of Toya's acting chops as Denji, and they're pretty fucking funny. Atsumi may get Spy Family, but I think the winner's gonna be Gojo.
Oh, you think so?
Yes,
I know.
because Gojo's Japanese voice is using a lot more memes than the English voice is.
Funny enough, Yuichi Nakamura, I actually only know him for Karamatsu from Osomatsu-san,
Nice.
which I know he's another Karamatsu Gojo. Just have the hand in hand with people that pick me girls wanna fuck.
So I'm gonna kind of narrow this down to their individual roles that they've been picked out for in these categories. So just because of the performance of Gojo, Yuichi definitely has an edge on this one. Anya's is good, but I think Gojo's probably gonna win out just because of
Fangirls are horny.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Let's move on to the English VAs.
So, best voice artist performance in the English language, we have Abby Trott for Nezuko from Demon Slayer. We have Austin Tyndall for
Millions Knives from Trigun Stampede.
Millions Knives for Trigun Stampede. Johnny Young Bosch for Ichigo Kurosaki for Bleach. Lexi Nieto for Tomo Aizawa from Tomo-chan is a Girl. Marisa Duran from
Sagiri from Hell's Paradise.
Sagiri from Hell's Paradise, and Ryan Colt Levy for Denji for Chainsaw Man.
I'm gonna go first. Denji sweep. Okay, go on, everyone.
You know
Yeah.
what? I'll
Even though-
second a Denji sweep.
Yeah.
Even though Johnny Young Bosch is the new Broly voice and he acts exactly like Broly on Twitter, which I find hilarious, Denji sweep.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's do it. Denji sweep.
Johnny
I
Young
agree.
Bosch is a classic. I mean, back Anime Midwest 2014, he signed my Vash plushie, which 90s Vash plushie, not Trigun Stampede Vash. Like my classic
Proud of
Vash
you for
plushie.
making that
got-
distinction.
yeah, I had a Vash from the original Trigun plushie, and he signed that. So I have that plushie in this room. So yeah. So
Looking for it,
I
too.
love Johnny Young Bosch so much, but I have not seen a moment of Bleach, so I cannot vote for him. And I like Austin Tyndall. I saw his panel at Anime Midwest one year, but I do not like the new Trigun, so I cannot vote him for Knives. So Abby Trott, I like her in Demon Slayer, and I love her as Takemi in Persona 5. But, I mean, in Demon Slayer, she just mostly does just little grunts for
Yeah.
Nezuko.
Well, the character is literally muzzled for most.
I mean, in Swordsmith's Village, at the very end, she actually does speak. But, yeah, I feel like just for, like, a few lines, I can't really vote her for best voice performance. And, I mean, Lexi Nieto, I do know that Tomo-chan really took off this year. That was, like, one of, like, the big animes this year, so, like, I hope her the best. I hope she really takes off in her career, but I haven't seen Tomo-chan, so I can't really vote her.
Fair enough.
And Marissa Duran, I have seen her name before, so I know she's really good, but I haven't seen Hell's Paradise, so I can't vote her. But Ryan Colt Levy, I have seen Chainsaw Man. He did a very good job in Chainsaw Man, so I'm gonna vote him.
Yeah, I mean, and he's kind of a first time voice
Yeah,
actor, isn't he?
I haven't seen his
Oh,
name before, but very first time I've seen his voice, he's in a leading role, and he knocked it out of the park, so...
Oh yeah. Steven, what were you saying?
I'm saying I'm changing my pick for Love Month now, but anyway, it's gonna be Tomo-chan. I completely forgot that was gonna be the thing I was gonna show you
Okay,
guys.
so I guess we are going to catch up on Tomo-chan.
Sub or dub?
Dub, so I can get you guys introduced to that.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me, but...
All right, yeah. From this point on,
And everything else is just favorite voice actor in different languages than we
Yeah.
know.
We're not from.
I can't do French. I can't say anything about the Arabics, Italians, Germans,
Catalan.
Portuguese, Latin, Castilian Spanish, or Latin Spanish. I can't really say anything else.
I mean,
Well,
you do
surprised-
know a
I'm
bit
su-
of Spanish.
I'm surprised the Latin Spanish doesn't have any Dragon Ball characters on it.
But yeah, it is kind of interesting to see how diverse the anime awards sort of makes.
I
its
mean, I do
picks.
know in the. I was kind of skimming the different language voice actor things, and I did see Aqua from Konosuba in the French ones, which just makes you think, did Konosuba just come to France?
Could be, because
'Cause,
that third
I mean-
season's not supposed to be out for another.
Yeah, I mean, I do know the Megumin spin-off came out in
So maybe Aqua's
2023,
in
but
Megumin?
yeah, but it just says Konosuba. It doesn't say the Megumin spin-off, so
Okay, well,
then again, it's true. But
I mean, maybe the French dub for original Konosuba just came out this year.
so why don't we call it here?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we've done.
We've done our part.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to split this into two parts, which shouldn't be really a problem.
I
But
mean, unless you guys want to sit here for like almost 3 hours with us.
No.
but-
Yeah.
I'm very drunk. I think we should just call it here.
yeah,
I mean, I
we'll
wouldn't say we're continuing. I think we're done.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've said
Entirely.
our piece, but we really enjoyed covering the, the anime awards. You know what? We'll come back and we'll see, who owes who
Hey,
what for
March 2nd, we'll see if our results actually panned out.
Yeah,
That'll be on part 2. Let's see what happens in March.
yeah.
Just watch us hoping for a Bochi sweep, but end up coming out the Jujutsu Kaisen sweep,
A show that none of us have really seen,
except for Steven.
except for Steven. But in any case, thank you for sticking it out with us. If you're watching in the now retroactively decided part
I mean-
2, it's been a lot of fun to do this with you. So have a wonderful evening. We'll see you when we record next.
Bye.
Alright, everyone, stay frosty.
Where's all the love for Tonikawa season 2?
Dead in the water as it should be. Good night.